Alan, could you give us a recap of the events of last time?
Yeah, so we start with Uslog acknowledging her character development in playing music and starts warming up to it. Ronaldo, though, is still very skeptical about music blood, but Glenn continues to prank him. I mean, hey, nothing like pranking a dwarf. As we walk to the Zalora, Uslog suggests I filter my memories, only for the good ones, but I have my doubts. Again,
Formative ones.
even if I did so, I would forever feel those memories tainted, knowing far worse is lurking. Meanwhile, Glenn notices someone following us, so we have Uslog turn invisible to tail a Shadowkai. The Dark Elf talks to Uslog and easily notices her. Her name is Edenia, and she is with the Black Market and wants to do business with us. She's part of the Silent Circle Shadow Elf Empire, and is basically a liaison to the Black Market, which she offers her services and says it has secrets and power, but Glenn specifically wants drugs. Basically, everyone wants to have a slumber party with us. Tavern, Cersei, Zalora family, Black Market people, but we ultimately go with the Zalora. We go to the Zalora Island and get a very fancy guest house. Quite nice, but we take watch to make sure nothing funny is going on. Amon visits us in the morning and we discuss what we know. We tell him about the cultists we killed, the Void Giant, Arden Relic, etc. It says, however, that the Zalora family doesn't actually know much, but promises to scout out some leads to investigate. We also go through the library, and it's quite extensive. We head back to the inn and meet with Edenia. She leads us to a portal and go through to find the black market, and it's popping. We're about to split up, but Sovik suddenly speaks with Glenn. He just warns him not to block the connection, but this basically happened as Xerxes has some sort of ritual in his tower to block him. After a day, Glenn finds stuff no one else does. We also decide to trade info. We get some more pale coin and spend the night at the Zalora Island. Eamon has a lead that he wants us to explore with us, and we tell him we'll explore it in a day or two. From the black market, though, rumor is that the Zalora are actually hosting the cultists and could even be our neighbors. They might even be doing something in the belows of the island. Is it surprising? Not really, but honestly, our strategy being bold and outspoken has worked, as we have now gone right next to the enemy quite easily.
Alright, thank you for that recap. So, let's see. It is currently. What is it? It is currently the 56th of spring at 8 a.m. I believe we had just passed the night after you decided to come back and stay, I think, with the Zalora, even though you found out they were.
Yeah, I don't remember going back for a rest there because I feel like we had a meeting with them or something. But it's just me.
Yeah, well, I have in my notes that you did pass the evening at their premises. But maybe I'm not remembering correctly. Did I record that wrong?
What are we at now? That's a good question.
I thought we ended the day and
Because I feel like after we found out that information, we wouldn't just like.
I think yeah, that's where we
like,
ended
we're
up
gonna go
right
sleep.
at.
All right, so
'Cause I
maybe it
think-
was still the evening then. Maybe I passed too much time.
I mean, it's been a long time, so my memory.
Because I mean,
Is everyone
sorry.
long rested? Or
I don't think we did anything to expend
do
resources
Okay.
for the day. And the reason I'm saying also is that because I think Amon specifically said to us, he's like, guys, like, you know, today or tomorrow we're gonna go check out the lead, and we're like, sure. So, and we already passed the day, so, you know, I would have brought it, and we would have discussed with the group saying, all right, well, he's gonna ask us to investigate his bogus lead. You know, what do we want to do?
Yeah, I think that's where we left it.
So was it the night of the 55th then? Is that where we ended? Where you had finished the day at the black market and were deciding what to do next?
Yeah.
Because we only spent one day at the black market, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little. So you are in the black market part of the city. We'll say it's evening, around 8 p.m.
Yeah, and we just learned about Damon.
Yeah, I had got that information, and we're deciding... Alright, so it's the 55th of spring. And you're deciding what to do next. Alright, so yeah, what do you want to do? It's nighttime. You're pretty much finished at the black market, or the shadow market. Everything's kind of closing down for the day, and I assume the group is heading somewhere.
Okay, guys. So,
How
what do we want to do?
This? Yeah. I'm all for just, doing it the old-fashioned way, but
Oh, just tearing up everything?
yeah,
Well,
we know where they are. But
Sure,
I
that
mean-
wouldn't just get us killed, Boulder Bottom says. I think you guys are
Exactly.
overestimating how strong you are. I mean,
we should probably
What?
do it the smart way.
he says, plus we'd probably make ourselves wanted criminals in the city, and then we'd have the whole city on our asses.
that would be troublesome indeed.
Laro says, I'm surprised to say this, but yes, I do agree with the dwarf. As much as he complains, he does have a good point.
We really should go talk to our cleric friend.
Yeah, what's their name?
I hate the priests of the church, Laro says.
Isn't the church in very good relations with the Zalora family?
I
Not
assume
if
so.
they were, probably, but not if we can prove that they're cultists.
Well, okay. So how do we go and find proof? I mean, best guess would be once we go clock in for the night. And I throw up air quotes. One of us takes a little stroll around and finds which of our neighbors are cultists.
Glenn kind of rolls his eyes and he looks at Malin, did you seriously just ask how we were going to convince somebody of something? And he kind of just
Well, you
his
need
hands against his
evidence. I
chest.
mean, yes, your powers of persuasion are second to none. I would never, ever doubt this, but it's more so evidence. I'm sure you can convince them that there's a possibility this exists, but we still need the evidence.
That's the thing. I just need to plant doubt in their mind for them to investigate it further.
I think you just want an excuse to play your new concertina, Boulder Bottom says.
You hush, old man.
Okay, so let's say the church is let's say the church is all right, the Zalora, it's time to smite all of them. So are we going to launch an invasion of the island? What do we want the church to do for us?
Yeah, help us kick their ass.
Oh, so we do want a full invasion of the island. I mean, I'm down. Look, I'm not opposed, but I feel
if you want to get proof, I suppose we could come up with some fun, crazy plan to find a reason to be over there, and then one of us go invisible and look for clues, a la Scooby-Doo.
Wouldn't the
We have a meeting with them.
I mean, if we did storm the island, we'd fight the Zalora, I assume, but wouldn't the actual cultists just I mean, how would we even find them?
We'd probably be branded as criminals too. I mean, I suppose
well, that's assuming the church is on our side. But yes,
Yeah.
I mean, even if we absolutely wipe the floor with the Zalora, the cultists are literally termites. They're gonna scuttle into their underground abode and probably escape.
Well, Laro says the Zalora could be part of the cult, but we don't know that. We just know that they're working with them. Or even that is a rumor that we've admittedly obtained from some shady place. So
okay, I've got Glenn's face just fucking lights up. I've got a plan.
Okay.
With the jazz hand.
Laro and Raldo look at each other concerned.
I will talk to them, and I will talk to them with the family, and suddenly drop some hints that maybe I'm down to clown with the cult.
But you know what? I was gonna say we did brag about slaughtering them, but
that would be quite the change in our story.
But then again, I have never and will never doubt Glenn's power of persuasion. So I'm very for this, actually.
But I could just tell him, like, my party members are very anti-cult, but honestly, I'm not opposed to getting my hands dirty for power.
The old counter-intelligence play, Leroux says.
Very spy-like.
Yes. What about you, Eli? You have a lot of magic, Raldo says. You got anything you can do to help with this? Maybe teleport us away when this plan fails?
I mean, that's always an option. So
Raldo winks at Glenn.
if we need
teleport
to
away too.
trap someone, we need to interrogate, I might be able to help with that.
Okay,
Alright.
so
That could
let's
come
go.
into play.
Let's go. Spend the night. One of us goes invisible, tries to see if one of our cultists, or one of our neighbors, is a cultist, and if need be, we can kidnap and interrogate them in our room. And then when Eamon comes up, and hey, if we find them, I mean, clues or whatnot, if we find them though, basically as a gesture of faith, a good faith, Glenn will just go and see, here, we're giving the disposal back to you, but we'd like, we'd like to, or Glenn would like to hop in, whatever they're cooking up.
Wait, so we're going to go sleep on the island that possibly has a bunch of cultists on it.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know that we know, and they were actually rather friendly when I took a walk around our first morning there. They tried to be friendly. I didn't really take them up on that, but we could just walk up and talk to them.
Well, I mean,
greet them as neighbors, I suppose.
well, they wouldn't go and reveal themselves as cultists, like as the children of the shadow. So obviously they're going to play nice. And if we're too direct with them, then they're going to know we're onto them.
Yes.
Well, maybe I could poke around and try to find some clues, Leroux says. As you've seen, I'm pretty good at infiltrating enemy ranks.
Okay, so
Not to
let's
steal
do that.
your thunder, Glenn. She gives
Well,
you
no, let's
a
do that. We're gonna
smile.
go sleep. I throw up air quotes in this Zalora Island, and I mean we'll try to find a cultist or clues or whatever. And regardless of what happens, in the morning when Amon comes in, we're gonna go. Glenn's gonna talk him up, and we'll judge his reaction, one way or the other.
Alright, sounds good. So the group is heading back to the island?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head back. You are, as usual, admitted entry. No one tries to stop you. Heading back to your house, you get back inside, and I assume are just trying to pass the evening and sleep?
Well, I mean, this is when we send Uslag and Leroux out for a little snooping.
Alright.
This is the same night, right? So we can't do another
Yes,
market
this is
run.
the evening after you just did that one night of
so.
market stuff. So it's about 8 p.m. Leroux says, do you mind if I do some of my own prying? Or would you prefer I stay
gonna
here?
say that's probably
Yeah, go
best
for it.
if you go. Yeah.
Excellent. I have a few ideas. She says, if I disappear, just come find me or avenge me, whatever's appropriate.
Avenge me.
Before
Alright.
you go, can I cast a spell for you real
Oh.
quick?
Mysterious. What are you going to put on me, wizard?
A way that you can get a hold of us in case something does happen.
I like it.
I'll ritually cast telepathic bond
An old
That's her.
telepathic bond. Alright, go ahead and link it. Or link the description if you're ritually casting it. Alright, so you take 10 minutes to connect a bond with yourself and Lareau. She says in your head, "Can you hear me?"
Are all of us included in that, or is that you choose?
Yeah, I would have everybody.
Oh, okay. So you're psychically linking. Let's
The group.
see. 8 creatures. Alright, which would be plenty. Alright, so, and actually you could put Boulder Bottom in on that too. She says, "Okay, well, at least for the next hour, I'll be able to keep in touch. Yeah, let me know if anything interesting happens on your end."
Oh, I would also like to cast a spell on you. Aid you.
She looks at you a bit suspiciously. She says, "I've heard some stories of you doing things to people's minds."
Why'd you just accept it from Eli blindly? You don't even know him, and you look at me like I'm gonna fuck with you.
She looks
I
at Malin,
take
then she
highly
looks at
offensive to
you,
this.
then she looks at Malin again, then looks at you, and says, "I've just heard a few things. But I do know Eli. I met you all at the same time. He was with the
That-
group."
Still, yeah, so you know him just as much as me. What the hell?
She says, Are you serious?"
That's what I'm saying. You trusted him.
Give me a persuasion.
Well, I wonder how this one goes.
Strong silent type.
You guilt her a little. She finally says, all right. Just as long as you're not modifying my memories or anything."
No, wouldn't do something that bad.
All right.
Malin. Out of character. Does Mage Hand? Can Mage Hand like touch somebody, or does it go like right through them?
It can apply up to 5 pounds of force, which might be like a little push, but it's not
Okay.
gonna like knock anyone over.
He kind of like takes a deep breath and he puts both hands. He like stands in front of Lareau and he puts both hands on his shoulder and he closes his eyes and he starts to sing this very like solemn song. And he summons a Mage Hand to give him a to like input a Wet Willy.
All right. So are you like licking the mage hand or something?
No, I mean it's basically just a Wet Willy with it's just just giving him a willy.
You just poke him in the ear with your mage hand.
Yeah.
All right, or her. So she's like, "What? What was that?"
That will increase your hearing.
Okay.
Give me a deception.
Yes.
That'll increase your okay.
She gives you a kind of a questioning look. She says, "Well, I mean, if you're lying, I guess it's not going to hurt me." All right, let's see if this increases my hearing.
Godspeed and good luck.
Okay. I'll see you all later, hopefully. And she heads out. Boulder Bottom just shakes his head at you.
Good one, Glenn.
Thank you.
You're really filling out your role as gesture to the group, aren't you?
Somebody's got to keep the levity up.
So he's just kind of going through his stuff. So what about, you said Uslog and who else was going somewhere?
Well, I was gonna say like I could just is there a curfew here that we know of?
On the island, they haven't approached you with one, though obviously, walking around very late at night might be viewed as suspicious by the guards of the island, assuming they are actual guards and not cultists or something.
I mean, I'm fine to just I feel I'll just go take a stroll outside. But yeah, if Uslag, if we want to give Uslag some like invis, I think that we, or if Glenn wants to take the invis for himself, we could do that.
Yeah, although last time that invisibility didn't really seem to help me all that much, but
Well, that's because you kicked over a can on the road.
You know, cities aren't my favorite terrain, okay?
Amen, sister, Boulder Bottom says.
Yeah. Perhaps I can do better this time. Watch out for
Says,
trash
you know,
cans.
what is she trying to do exactly? Just look around, Boulder Bottom says?
Yeah, like, again, we're looking for clues, or as she, maybe she peeks in the window and sees a bunch of cultists going, like, evil laughs in their rooms,
He says, well, if you need someone stealthy, I'm pretty good at being unseen even when I'm not invisible. I thought she was going to go talk to people or something. That's something I don't do well. If you're just looking for
okay,
a
you're gonna go for
scout,
it.
yeah, I can do it. Or maybe Eli. I've seen him be stealthy on occasion. No, Uslog doesn't strike me as the stealthy type. No offense, Uslog.
Well, I'm stealthy in the woods.
Says, oh, are
Well,
you?
you
Maybe I
mean-
just never noticed.
Yeah, I'm actually.
Does Uslog have a pretty good stealth roll?
Yeah, she was
Maybe-
the only stealthy character in the group for like
For a long time.
That's
Good, like,
the
2 months.
instantly just roasting
until
her.
Glenn
like,
showed up.
Says, well,
I think
my
Eli might
apologies
actually be
then.
stealthy too. now.
Yeah, I for some
Eli-
reason always remembered you being loud on occasion. Maybe because you're a barbarian.
Well, once you're in combat, what's the point in staying quiet?
Yeah, it's true. All right, forget I
So-
said anything. Go ahead.
Eli looks at you and goes, "What makes you think I'm stealthy?"
Oh, magic?
He says, maybe I just
mean-
don't remember you making much noise.
Or you're more equipped for it than I am.
Okay.
So, Boulder Bottom... Yeah, he says, well, sorry, you slug. Didn't mean to insult your stealth and ability. Maybe I just have a bad memory.
It's okay. I don't really put it into practice all that often.
Alright, so you want to use invisibility to sneak around and see if you can find anything?
I suppose. Is there no one else that's stealthier than me, really?
Well, Boulder Bottom has a +9. I'm
Oh,
not sure
he's
what yours is.
stealthier than me.
But, you know, he is an NPC.
Mine's a 7.
Eli's
Leroux has
rank.
Leroux has a very good stealth as well, which is why
Yeah.
she's...
I've got a +8.
Oh. We should send Glenn.
And I can be invisible.
and you have like
go
the
out
bard.
there. What do you?
the
You go
bard
out there
thing.
then. You can, if you even get caught, you can talk your way out of the situation. Then go ahead, go.
You could send
I
both
guess.
of you.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I don't care at this point. I'm gonna go out for a stroll. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like too prying, but if anyone, I'm gonna get caught first, but I'm gonna be caught walking. So
I kind of like the idea of at least going around and introducing ourselves to the neighbors and just getting a kind of a read on them, and then sneaking around, checking in on the people who seem kind of weird.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
It's just an idea, but I don't know if we have time for that.
And there's a lot of houses, but yeah, sure, we could do that. I mean, why not?
Alright, so you doing this together or separately? Like, am I going to have to do different scenes, or you want to all be together?
I think we're definitely saying Glenn on to do a separate scene. I think.
Alright.
And then
So... I don't know. So you said Glenn is going to do one thing, and Uslog, Eli, and Malin are kind of doing their own thing?
we're going for a stroll.
Okay. Let's see.
So we haven't long rested yet then.
No, it's the evening, so it's late. It's probably like 9:30 once you return from the Shadow Market.
Have we had a chance to short rest yet or no?
Oh, are you missing some stuff?
I am missing a lot of HP.
Oh, when did
Ow.
you take damage?
Trying to think.
Didn't we have a combat or something?
No.
Well, last game we were just at the market.
Anyway,
Should we have full health? We have not.
Oh, okay.
I wonder...
I must have just
Something
not-
happened to Malin?
My sheet
'Cause
should
we-
be full. My sheet's full.
Yeah, I don't think we have had any. Did we have a
Nah,
damage?
none of my spells are missing, so I must have just forgot to recover my HP from last rest.
I'm trying to think if something happened to you. I didn't think so.
Yeah, none of my spell slots are missing, and none of my bardic inspiration or anything is missing.
Weird. Alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're at full, so let's just say you're at full. It's fine. Because I don't think anything crazy happened to you last session. So yeah, we'll say you're at full. But I'm going to do Eli, Malin, Eli, Malin, and Uslog first. So what are the three of you doing when you leave the large house?
Go for a stroll, I guess. See if we run into anyone and chat them up.
So it's nighttime. You see there are a few houses with their lights still on. You would see a couple of guards walking through the street who would give you polite nods as they pass. It doesn't seem like much is going on outside right now.
Turn to Uslok, said, "Do you want to go knock on some doors?"
Sure,
Okay,
I guess.
so you're just going to one of the houses with the lights on and knocking?
I mean,
Our neighbors, maybe? I don't know.
Well, you actually have a courtyard to yourself. Your house is pretty separated from the rest of the houses. The neighborhood,
oh, so we have like this,
yeah, so that little
This entire
courtyard,
section.
like that, it's not
Oh.
exactly a mansion, but it is a pretty large house.
Got,
And then there's like a little
corner.
neighborhood of houses out here, as well as a separated, some separated houses kind of over to the southeast of you, which you haven't really been in there. That area has always kind of had the doors shut, so you've never really.
well,
gone
that
over
sounds like a great place to investigate, guys.
there. But yeah, I assumed you're kind of in this area right now, at the small neighborhood.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's go investigate the shut off, secluded area. We're gonna go introduce ourselves as very benign neighbors.
Yep.
Well, if you walk over there, you would see a couple of guards standing in front of a closed door, kind of just talking to each other and keeping an eye out. They don't say anything to you as you. Are you walking up to them?
Yeah.
All right. So they kind of stop as you approach, and one of them says, "Hello. What's this group's name again? Hello, Splitlanders. Were you lost? Are you looking for something?"
Evening, fellas. Oh, we're just, walking around a little bit, wanted to go say hi to the neighbors. We're, a little new here, so just wanted to chat up.
It's fairly late in the evening, but I know some of the people within the neighborhood are still up.
Yeah, what about, we want to stop by, our next door neighbors here, we figured, we have our very nice accommodations, which we are grateful for, and we figured these guys, as well, next door, we'd be interested to see how they're doing.
Give me a persuasion. Says, this area is off limits. Sorry, no one's allowed past this door. At least not without permission from the Zalora family.
Oh, that's is this residential?
He says, I can't really talk about it, but there's plenty of people out here for you to speak with.
Well, give
Oh,
the residents regards from the Splitlanders, I suppose. Their neighbors.
He just kind of nods, and I'll say that Eli, with your passive insight, maybe even Malin too, because you have a 15, you think they got noticeably colder to you when you asked to enter?
We're gonna turn around and
In the bond, I'm like, I think we've got some good information here. Might be.
let's break in.
Yeah, later.
No, right now. No, I mean,
Just charge right up to the guy.
okay. All right, so let's what's the nearest house to these guys that has their lights on.
Let's see. This middle one is probably the closest. Actually, most of the houses' lights are off at this point. But yeah, that middle one, kind of down the street a little, has a bunch of lights on, like candles lit.
Okay, let's knock.
All right. So you go up to that house, knock at the door. Give me 1 moment. There's a quiet for a moment. You hear some voices inside, and then the door, maybe like a minute or so later, will open. And there is a young woman there who says, hello?
Good evening. How are you doing this fine night?
Oh, the Warforged. You must be part of the Splitlanders. Hi, I'm Australia. It's good to meet you. She
Good to meet you. I'm
smiles and
Malin.
puts her hand out.
Yeah, I give her a shake. Very friendly shake.
She says, what can I do for you? It's pretty late.
Oh yeah, apologies. We just got back, from our adventuring a little late, but it is our second night here, and we're not too familiar with the area. We wanted to, go around, talk to the neighbors, introduce ourselves. This is a little new to us, so just wanted to, if it's not too late, just chat a little bit.
Give me a persuasion/diplomacy check. Basically persuasion. She says, well, it is quite late, but adventuring, that sounds intriguing. What sort of adventures have you been up to?
Oh, it's not here, of course, but we fight monsters, slay evil beings, try to chase near dwellers. Right now we're doing some work for the city.
She says, wow, it's amazing how well this construct can speak. She says, which one of you owns it? Just out of curiosity.
I am a human.
She looks at you strangely. She says, oh, of course you are. I'm sure you are. You are. She looks a little bit confused. Well,
I wave off.
Anyway, and what about you two?
Hi, I'm Mooslog.
A human?
And
Go ahead.
I'm Eli.
Says, well, it's good to meet you both. I guess we can talk for a while. I'm curious to learn more about this adventuring and more about this construct of yours, who speaks very eloquently. So she would invite the three of you inside. You notice there are a couple of other people in there, sitting at the table. They smile and nod at you as you come in. She introduces some of them. You probably wouldn't recognize any of their names. They don't seem like Zalora, maybe like friends to the family or servants of the island. You're not sure. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm gonna start very, generally saying, oh, how long have you guys, been here?
And they say, oh, well, I help with the library and acquisition of new works. And I was like, oh yes, I attend to the bathhouse and some of the other luxuries of the island. And you get the idea that these might be servants, like almost like this is maybe a servant section of the city.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we
And-
just, we're guests, as you guys might have surmised. And we were just, they gave us some nice quarters, but we were looking around, if there's other guests here, if other, just wanted to, say hi to the neighborhood.
Yes, Amon has told us who Strali says. She says, you are hunting cultists, right?
Yes, indeed, indeed.
She says, that sounds like a lot of fun. Have you found any?
Not here specifically. We just got here, but we've had our fair share of dealing with their kind.
The women at the table says, those cultists, the children of Shadow have brought nothing but pain and suffering upon our empire. It's good that we have some more people here to help us deal with them. Since sometimes I feel like the church is just worthless when it comes to tracking these spies down. I heard that we lost another settlement to the south. He says a whole town just gone. Some sort of magic killed them all. A bunch of ghouls sprang up from the dead. This can't keep happening.
That's kind of new.
He says, yes, I'm not sure what caused it, but yeah, apparently a whole settlement in the southern area of the Empire just gone, and a bunch of ghouls were found in their place.
How tragic.
Yes, and we don't know how the Empire is dealing with this or who they have looking into it. It's just very frustrating.
Well, these cultists. I mean, in our experience, they're absolute. They're almost like pests. They go in, burrow down, and are super secretive. You never know where they can be. They could be your next door neighbor for all you know.
Strali says, you think? Well, you're hunting them in the city. What makes you think they're here?
Oh, I was speaking, very like that's not eloquently. I was just
You never
saying
know who to
generally,
trust.
not quite here. I'm just an illustration of my point and how you never know where they could be.
Give me another persuasion or deception, depending on what you're trying to do. I'll let you use either. She says, well, didn't you, I heard when you came here, you said you thought they were in the city. At least that's what Amon told me. That you were hunting them within the city limits. Is that not true?
Well, of course, yes. That is where we're going to be starting off with. No doubt about it.
Well, what makes you think they're here?
Why, you never know. I don't we don't necessarily know anything about here. I'm just saying that, as with any infestation, they can burrow anywhere. You always have to keep your mind open to any possibilities. But, it is, obviously the Zalora would never ally with these cultists. They clearly want to go and fight against them.
We're here because he offered to help us, so.
Oh, well, when I said here, I meant that, that you thought there were cultists within the city, not here on the island. Of course they're not on the island. We would have rooted them out by now. He says we,
Can I insight check that statement?
Sure.
Yeah, could I as well?
You get the feeling that... What would you feel? You get the feeling that maybe she doesn't fully... Maybe she's nervous about you saying that. Why she's nervous, you're not sure. Or like something's bothering her a little. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe the fact that maybe she is worried that there might be cultists on the island, or maybe she's worried that you think she's a cultist. You're not sure exactly where the worry is coming from. You just sense some worry in her.
Gotcha.
I'm
So
sure
anyway.
your neighbors are just fine.
Says, I hope so. I've known most of these people for quite a while. I mean, there are some new employees. I mean, we have some new ones every now and then who are basically drafted, or I'm not sure what the word is, but agree to work for us in exchange for credit within the society. But most of the people here have been doing it for a long time.
Understandable.
Still, if we did find cultists, of course, we'd have them arrested as soon as possible.
Of course.
In the bond, she'll ask Malin, do you think she knows who's got the most, I'm trying to think of the word, like permissions here. What's the word for that? Like the highest. God, I can't think of the word.
I mean, I understand what you're trying to say.
Authority, I guess,
I mean, it's hard
among the
to say.
servants.
Okay, yeah, we could say yeah.
She says, well,
So,
maybe you misunderstood, but my question wasn't did you think there were cultists here on the island. When I said here, I more meant within the city. Like, what
Oh.
makes you think there are cultists within Devaldia, our capital?
well, just owing by nature and size, this is definitely, just simple mathematics. Huge concentration of people, and obviously this is a place ripe for the cultists to flourish.
She says, so you just suspect they, in general, might be here. You didn't have any hard evidence that they're somewhere within the city.
Yes, obviously, if we did have
I see.
if we had some hard evidence, we have acted much sooner on this. So, but yeah, quick side question. What? This is a residential area, right?
She says, yes, as was stated, mostly servants and friends of the family take up residence in this neighborhood.
Right. What's that section 9.2? This area. So what's that for? We wanted to go say hi to the neighbors there. The guards were a little stiff.
Oh, the
Must be
South
important.
Gate? Well, important. I don't know if I'd say important. It's hang on a sec. It is basically where my brother Orin resides, and he does some business work for the business, or I guess you could use the word business work. He does things for the family that kind of keeps secret, so no one's really allowed in there. At least none of the non-family people on the island.
Oh, so secrets. Oh, little back market trading, maybe. And I'm like teasing her.
Oh, heavens no. He says the black market is completely illegal.
Of course.
Or I assume you mean the shadow market.
Yeah.
But no, nothing like that. He is a fairly accomplished biomancer. So more in the realm of research, having to do with, what would the word be? I was going to say biology, but he wouldn't say biology. Kind of with life magic combined with necrotic studies.
Oh, you
The
don't
way the
say.
two,
That's quite
the
interesting.
two fields intersect.
That is very interesting. We used to have one of our good friends who was somewhat of an expert himself. So we are a bit aware of this. I would love to meet him sometime.
She says, well, I'm sure you could. He's probably asleep right now. He spends most of his
course.
time in his laboratory, but he's usually out and about during the day, using the library or moving throughout the city.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, since you're his family, if you see him sometime, could you, just pass on a message? We'd love to chat with him.
I shall, good construct. He says, or she says, I'm curious. You said you're a human. Can you take off that suit of armor? Are you inside there? And she kind of taps on your face a little. Ding, ding, ding.
Well, does she have night vision?
Vision? You would assume she does. Most
She should be able to see
Shadow
through
kinda
my hood.
do you have a
if you
human
peer
face? I always
Yeah.
forget. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so she would say, are you wearing the armor, or what exactly? How does this work?
It's a little integrated with me.
Oh, maybe Orin would like to meet you. He'd be very interested to see something like you. Or someone like you. Sorry, no offense. He says, I don't know if we've seen a construct who is so meshed in terms of steel and flesh.
Sounds like we have a mutual not aspirations, a mutual interest to meet up then.
Yes. All right. Well, like I said, I'll if I see him, I'll let him know that you're interested in meeting with him. Would you like to stay a while and chat? We're just kind of enjoying the evening, having some drinks, some wine, just chit-chatting.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
All right,
Thank
so
you
I'm going
so
to
much.
shift over to Glenn for a bit. Where was Glenn going? Or is Glenn not here?
Oh yeah, Luke and I are supposed to go to the Dolores house, right? Oh, so
Huh?
aren't I supposed to go to their Dolores house and like sneak around or something?
I wasn't sure. I thought you had something that you wanted to do separate from them.
Well, it was kind of their plan for me because I have really high stealth, but I don't really understand the plan.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was gonna say like you could go sneak into like around. I didn't think like necessarily the Devora. I'm mixing up how names. If you wanted to like look peer into the houses here, because we like that some of the cultists might be staying quite literally here.
Alright, so I guess just sneak around and keep an eye out for something suspicious? Is that what you wanted him to do?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'm gonna cast invisibility and do that.
Alright, give me a stealth check. I'll give you advantage on it. Since technically you're not in combat while you're stealthing. Okay, give me a perception check. Let's see what you notice. Okay. So you're moving around the area. You kind of see them go up to that gate where those two guards are and get kind of blown off. You would notice that most of the houses do have lights out, except for a couple with some candlelight coming from them. If you look in windows, you would just see mostly people talking, maybe someone reading a book. It doesn't seem like anything very suspicious is going on, at least not out in the open. Other than that, you just see kind of guards walking around. Everything seems, normal in this area.
The guards that our party was stopped at, if I wait there, does somebody come by that is able to pass through the threshold eventually?
Give me, I guess, an investigation check. Okay. So, what would you know? It looks like the door is locked. You'd guess that it's probably sealed for the evening. You don't think anyone's going to come through this late at night.
Okay, yeah.
Like, whoever's in there is either they left or they're in there, like, going to bed for the evening, if there's someone still in there.
Is there a window maybe I could try and unlock?
So the entrance is here, and it's basically a door with a big wall. So you'd have to go over the wall to get in. There's no windows through the wall there. You probably would notice up top on the tower there, between the wall, there is another guard up there kind of walking the parapets, keeping an eye out over the area as a whole.
Right.
Another Shadow Kai.
What is the what's the keep that Uslog's people is at?
Aldrin's Watch.
Yes.
I am going to somewhere inauspicious remove my invisibility, and I'm going to approach the two guards.
Okay. So you take or stop concentration kind of in a non-auspicious place and walk over. The guard will once again look up, well, from once again from before, and say, hello there. You one of the Splitlanders again?
Yes, I am with them. How do you do, officers?
Says don't see too many humans, so I assumed. We are well, just keeping an eye out, watching over the area for the evening.
Well, I thought good guardsmen as yourself deserve some entertainment. The guards over at the what's the island called? The library over there that we first needed to get a hold of. That was his Laura family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
their
Hold on,
island.
Okay. Oh, so this whole thing is their island.
Yeah, it's you can kind of see like there's the main area kind of to the west of you, which is where you assume where their main like where their family is, and this seems to be like sort of a smaller section for.
And the completely separate island that has the library is theirs too.
Yes. Well, that's over here. Is the library?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this one over here is probably something as Xerxes Island. Okay.
Yeah, Xerxes Island is over here.
Okay, that's what I was. Okay. So, yeah, the guards over at the library were very nice and did me a good turn. So, I'm just out cruising and figured I'd give some entertainment to any of the boys in blue still working. How about a song, gentlemen?
Oh, I've heard good things about your singing. Yeah, sure, I'd love a song.
He is going to then pull out his Saturn, which is a spellcasting focus. And he's going to start singing like a song to keep the spirits up. Because, I mean, guard duty must be the most boring fucking thing in the world. So something upbeat and cheerful to wake him up. Maybe an Irish drinking song or something.
Alright, so you start your performance. I guess go ahead and give me a perform check. Nice little song, kind of echoes in the darkness in the cold night. Or actually, how cold is it? Is it spring? Yeah, it's not that cold, I guess. But yeah, you do your performance. They clap, and he says, "Oh wow, that was great. Thank you. I can't tell you how boring it is out here sometimes. Anything to liven things up is always welcome."
I'm sure it must be terribly.
He says, "Do you have a business yet? I could give you some credit for your performance."
Yeah, you're not the first person to ask me that, but I'm really considering doing that because it sounds like I could be pretty well respected here.
He nods. He says, "Well, I mean, the more you work and perform within the city, you could definitely earn credit for all you're doing. I would suggest it if you're going to be here a while. But for now, I guess I can just offer you my thanks."
That is more than enough. And he kind of depends on. I mean, I guess what you're willing to get away with, because since the Saturn's a spellcasting focus, my intention is to try and cast Mass Suggestion while under the guise of singing another song.
So usually you need something like subtle spell to do that. Something that would hide the the components of your spell.
Because verbal and material, and I know the verbal isn't just like could be part of a song, but couldn't I essentially try to hide the incantation as lyrics in a song?
And doesn't the spell, like if you cast it, don't those affected know they've been charmed?
I don't believe so. That is charm person. Suggestion and mass suggestion are different. I don't even think if I fail or if they fail to save, they don't know that I've been attempted to charm them. Because it specifically says on like charm person that like they fucking know that they've been charmed once the spell wears off.
Yeah. Let's see. So they might. So you could probably hide. They might be suspicious of some of the effects of casting a spell, because usually spell casting does have things that make it obvious you're channeling magic. You could try to hide those to some extent, but then, like, if they did fail it, they might later also be suspicious that they did something like, that they felt kind of magically compelled to do. So it's risky. But yeah, putting a mass suggestion could come back to bite you if you don't roll really well on your maybe some of your deception checks. Because generally speaking, any type of magic usage, like even using something like a musical instrument, like you being that you're like affecting, that you're channeling magic, like there's some clues as to the fact that you are using magic, even if it's not obvious. So I'll say it's a risk. You could try it, but there's a chance they might figure out that. Also, kind of depending on what you ask them to do, how out of character it is, and I assume you're trying to suggest that they walk away so you could go inside, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. They might be a little suspicious, but they don't really have proof necessarily that you charmed them or did a suggestion spell. So yeah, it just depends on how well you roll. And how often they've been maybe have they been charmed before with mass suggestion that they might recognize some of the magics.
I'm going for
You're going for it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing exactly?
So I want to perform a second song, and I want to infuse the song with magic to lower their guard. Essentially, I want to use minor illusion to create effects and reverb and sound effects, and this one is more of a ballad, like a story, and I'd use vicious. I use minor illusion to mimic monster voices and things, and just little effects here and there, just to kind of get their guard down to me casting magic as part of a performance, to not be immediately suspicious.
All right. I guess give me a deception check. All right. So you said you're going to use other magic to make magical effects as part of the song?
Yeah, to
prestidigitation or illusion or something?
Yeah, mostly just minor illusion to mimic sound effects or voices.
All right, so you start to sing your next song. Are you going to tell them that you're doing this with your magic, or are you just going to start doing it?
I can start doing it because I like to have them. If they want to be on guard first, that's fine. But once they see that I'm using it to enhance the performance, I assume that they'll chill out and be like, "Oh, fuck off, fucking awesome."
All right, give me a performance check as well. All right. So you are singing another song which you begin enhancing with magic. Playing, is this another kind of upbeat jingle, or what type of music?
This would be kind of like a heroic ballad, kind of like a knight slaying going to slay a dragon that kidnapped a princess kind of story.
Okay.
Kind of like an upbeat ballad.
Okay, so yeah, you're playing your song. going on about the valor and the story of a brave knight as you start to infuse magic. The air around you all kind of swells with energy, and they're like, "Oh, wow, it's awesome." As you infuse magic, hiding your mass suggestion within the spell, and you are able to get it off. What are you suggesting they do?
I am suggesting that they have been working way too hard, and I take 5 gold and put it in each of their hands, and I suggest they've been working too hard, and they should go get some drinks on me.
All right, and what's the save DC? 20?
Yes.
Okay. So the guards are enthralled by the performance. They kind of clap for you, and one of them says, "Yeah, I think we should go get a drink. Maybe talk about this great performance and the story he's just told." The other one's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And they take the gold and walk away, heading towards the mainland. And says, "Do you think the bar's still open? I don't know. It's getting kind of late. We should hurry." And they are gone. And I'll give you an insight point for that.
Woo. I am now. I can still physically manipulate objects while being invisible, right? Like opening doors.
Well, you're not invisible anymore.
Or am I?
Well, you said you dropped it, unless you cast it again.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But yes, you can manipulate things while you're invisible. It's just that people can see them.
Okay. I was going to. I'm gonna cast invisibility again after the guards leave.
Okay. So you once again vanish into the night.
I'm gonna slowly open the door and like peek inside real quick, see if there's anybody that's like immediately.
It seems like the courtyard is empty. There's a couple of buildings in here. Both of them are closed and dark. You don't see any activity. Seems like it's either locked up or someone might be asleep inside, but it doesn't seem like anyone's here.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly slink in.
Oh, actually, sorry. So when you go to open the door, it would be locked, because I just realized I didn't have you roll any type of check for that.
Oh, okay. Can I attempt to unlock it then with my thieves tool?
You can. It does look like a pretty good lock. The DC would be 20 for this.
Well, let me use.
Actually, higher quality than you're used to. Then again, this is a pretty rich family.
I will use 3 inspiration points.
Alright, so +6 to the roll. Wow, good roll. So 32 would definitely open the lock, as you are easily able to push the door open and slip in. And yeah, as I said, everything is dark and locked up inside. You hear some footsteps up on the parapet, and you see, looks like the guard kind of looking over, as if he heard the door open maybe, and he's looking around.
Okay, I would stay completely still while he was looking.
Yeah, so it seems like he's looking down towards where the guards are. At one point he calls down, "Hey, is everything okay down there? Is the door secure? Hello?"
He heard them talk.
Wait.
God, I don't have the.
Do you actually wait? I don't know. Do you speak Elven? Because he would be speaking in Elven.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so yes, then you know what he is saying.
He heard them talk. He talked with him for a little while. He's gonna attempt to mimic the one guard's voice he talked with the most, and say, "All secure down here."
Do you use any magic for that, or are you just trying to, like, remember what he sounded like?
I'm just trying to remember what he sounded like. I wish I had the actor feat, but I don't.
Give me a deception at disadvantage.
Performance.
Oh yeah, that's true. Give me performance,
Oh,
because that would
that's
probably
pretty
be performance over deception.
Oh no!
good. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Did you have to make him do this?
Slog.
I'm. s-
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
I guess with your thing, you can't roll under a 10 even with disadvantage. It's kind of yeah, because that would mean you'd always roll a 25 no matter what, even with disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll use both of those,
Okay. Thank
and
you.
I'll say he says, "Who is that? Hello? Who's down there? I don't see anyone."
I can't see you either.
Give me another performance. No disadvantage. 28. He says, someone just come in? I thought I heard the door open. He's kind of like looking on your side now, though obviously you're invisible, so he's just kind of looking around.
Does it look like there's anyone on the other side?
Alright, give me a deception. He just kind of looks around. He says, looks secure. He says, where are you guys? I don't even see you. Hey, could you show yourselves?
We're be chill, man. We're smoking right now.
Give me deception or persuasion. Like I said, I'm just gonna roll 25.
I was just saying, like, guard duty's boring. Right? We're here guarding the door. Just give us a few minutes and let us have a smoke.
So-
In your head at this point, Slug's just like, "Hey, how's it going there, Glenn?"
Oh, that's right. We're connected via telepathic bond.
Very boring here.
I totally snuck into this Aurora Island.
Oh shit! You snuck into that place?
Yeah, as I say, via telepathic bond.
It's alright, we'll just keep the door locked. I don't want to get in trouble because someone snuck in. I could have sworn I heard it open.
No one's
We're at
getting
his
past me.
sister's place right now, apparently. Well, actually, I don't know. He didn't specify like what place he went to. Never mind.
Alright, so he just goes back to patrolling. He's looking inside a lot now. Seems like he's suspicious, but yeah, obviously he doesn't see you.
Oh, you snuck in. We should go over there.
Where'd he
Like-
sneak into?
That
Hey,
place
yo,
is-
This is in all of your heads, I assume, including
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
we're like
telepathic bond. He
we're
says,
so far apart.
My
Yeah.
mass suggestion: the two guards there to go have a drink, but there's still this fucking guard up on the parapets that's being a little bitch. And I've been having to, use
Eli,
the
could you take care of that guy? If we go over there?
You care of the guard on the wall?
Well,
Yeah,
there's
Eli,
a
could you
guard
kill him?
blocking Glenn's way. We just need a, little sleepy time with him, real quick.
Don't take out any guards, Boulder Bottom says. That's all we need is to piss off the people.
Well,
on
LeBron's
the
not
island.
with us.
Yeah, but he's on the link.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
Yeah.
linked everyone.
Oh, okay. What are you doing, Boulder Bottom?
It's like, I got my feet up and I'm enjoying a smoke, and I don't want you to piss these elves off because they got some good pipe weed.
What? You were supposed to go investigate the, you were also supposed to be stealthing around the island. Are you just sitting smoking
Says,
the
no,
entire time?
I was not. Glenn said he was going to go. Don't try to put this on me.
What?
LaRoe
No,
is,
you were also supposed to
LaRoe
go.
is the one who was supposed to go, and LaRoe would say, yeah, I'm still sneaking around. She says,
Alright,
I'm,
this dwarf, I swear to God, this
Laros
dwarf.
says, I'm actually on the inner island right now. I managed to sneak into the main area.
Thank you.
You're on
See,
the-
someone
You're in the inner.
pitching
She says, yes, I'm going through the trees, moving towards the secondary gate. I want to see if I can get to where the Zalora are.
So where am I? Am I in the secondary gate out of character?
You are over here.
Or... Okay.
So
what
she is
kind of
over
area is that?
here.
Oh. So, like, am I ahead of her or behind her?
Depends on where ahead or behind is. I mean, you're closer to
It's all
the...
relative.
Yeah, it really... So the main island area is over here. This is where the
Yeah.
Zalora family is. I mean, you were checking out this area because you thought it was suspicious. It was guarded.
Okay. I found a suspiciously guarded area, so I'm gonna check it out.
Boulderbrom says, don't get us kicked off the island or trapped by cultists. No
If-
killing guards. Please.
If anything, if anything, a hair of anything goes wrong, I'll teleport back to the inn.
Or just
Are
to
you
the
talking
manor.
about the? Are you talking about the neighbors? The guards there were a little bit stingy.
Yeah. Those ones.
Right.
Well,
We're at
Eli, can you
this-
like, put a guard to sleep or something, or do you have anything to help Glenn out?
I mean, I could polymorph him.
like a snail or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but when he unpolymorphs, he's gonna be asking questions how he turned into a snail.
Only if he sees where it came from. I don't have sleep.
What
Glenn,
animal
do you
is
feel
blind?
like you need us over there, or are we going to just make things worse?
I'll be fine. Like I said, if anything bad happens, I will teleport myself out.
Okay.
Well, if you're where we think you are, we might be at his sister's place, and he might be a biomancer.
Yeah, a little suspicious, that he's working on life magic and necromancy. It's like as if the cultists do that.
So, Eli, you might know something about biomancers with Arcana.
Okay.
I mean, we remember Vutukora as well being one, right?
Let me just look up something. So, oh yeah, look at that, 29. Biomancy is a very advanced form of magic that sort of is an offshoot of necromancy. Not often practiced on the plane of Gaian. It is a very popular magic outside in sections of the outer planes. Takes a lot of intelligence to be a biomancer. Best known because it has a lot of very effective buffs where a biomancer can actually change a person's form to give them give them bonuses to things they're trying to accomplish. Also can be used for some pretty gruesome effects if used to attack someone's body.
And Eli would also remember. Was he there when we fought Vutukora? I don't think he was.
I don't know if
Right.
Vutukora was a biomancer.
Oh, I feel like when we went to, because we were talking to
You're
someone
talking about the
at Aldrin's
giant,
Watch.
The void giant, right?
right?
Yeah,
the,
I thought
the
she was a
void
biomancer
giant.
for some reason.
Was she?
I thought someone told us she was.
Hang on, I
Someone at
gotta-
Aldrin's Watch.
Gotta look at my old notes.
Because because she was the first thing I thought of when you said he was a biomancer. I was like, oh, Vutukora. So I don't know what made me think that.
Where is Vutukora right now? Did I put her in unknown? Probably. Where is she in opponents?
Someone has mentioned biomancers to us before.
I didn't think they did in this game. Do you remember how to spell her name?
VU, comma, TU, comma, I think. and then Cora. I think.
I see the void giant. I don't see her. Hang on, let me check the void giant stuff. But anyway, you guys can keep going if you want to talk. But yeah, that's what you would know, Eli. Just FYI.
So it's not like
she's under Void Mistress Futakora.
Oh, void mistress. Me and my fancy names. All right.
Sorry, go ahead, Eli.
like biomancy is not necessarily like has like the evil undertones that like necromancy necessarily has.
Not as much. It's not as what's the word? Taboo. But like I said, it's not often practiced by magic users in the on the world of Gaian. It's more something that exists on the planes. But much more advanced spell casting.
Yeah, if he is practicing biomancy, then we need to be very careful about what our next steps are with him, because his magic is probably much beyond what we're capable of or with experience.
Yeah, we can take it. Nah, no problem.
We got this. Alright, so I guess, yeah, Glenn, you are inside now. What do you want to do?
Try and go deeper, I guess, and sneak. And
So, there are two buildings that are immediately obvious. One kind of next to you to the west, and one to the northeast of you. Neither of which are very descript. I guess investigation might tell you more.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really know much about, just by looking at the two buildings, they just seem like, yeah, not much jumps out about either of them.
I'll go towards the west one first.
So the one right next to you?
Yeah.
Alright, so the building is closed and locked. Inside you see what looks like some crates, some like dusty, maybe it's furniture with covers on it, like sheets thrown over them, maybe like an area that hasn't been visited much.
Okay. Attempt to unlock the door.
Alright, and I'm going to jump back to the other group for a moment, just to give them some screen time. So you guys have been speaking with, what's her name? Australi, sorry. Australi for a while now, her and her guests. Or maybe she's a guest, you're not sure. But, yeah, things are kind of winding down. Some of the guests are getting ready to go home. What do you want to do? I think it's Australi.
Oh yeah, I think we'll head out. Thank them for a very, very lovely evening.
Oh, of course. Thank you for coming to see me. I was hoping I'd get to talk to you before you left. I wasn't sure how long you're going to be in the city. But yeah, if you wish, maybe we can speak some more. I'm curious to know where these cultists might be, and if they are actually within the city.
Of course.
All right, so you head out. Where are you going?
I don't know, where do you want to go, guys? I mean,
I think we got some good leads.
Glenn is trying to sneak into that place right now.
I feel like we should be ready to help in some way, even though I trust he's got this.
I mean,
but...
let's walk around. Let's see if the guards are there.
Just like casually walk by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so over towards where the guards were.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you walk over there. You do see the guards still up on the parapet, walking around. But yeah, the actual guards that were at the door seem to be gone. And you have
Son of a
about 5 more minutes on the link, by the way.
I mean, if we tried to go in there, it would probably cause more commotion, and
Yeah.
he could just teleport himself out at any point. So I don't know. I think we just call it a night and wait for everyone else to come back.
Glenn,
I'll
don't
let
be in there too much longer.
I'll let Glenn know. The spell, the telepathic bond is going to end soon, so we're going to lose contact with you
All
in
right.
a little bit.
I'm going to have to pass a little more time because you guys are at different points in time right now. He's still a little bit before you.
Okay.
So if you're doing that, let me jump back to Glenn.
Yeah.
See where he's at when that message comes through. So Glenn, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and unlock the door.
Into this kind of old place?
Yeah.
Alright, give me a Thieves' Tools check. This lock seems easier. It's DC 10. Yeah, so you get the door open. Not too much of an issue.
Right.
Going inside. Yeah, there's a bunch of dusty, kind of, looks like might be a storage area of some kind. You just searching around?
Yeah, I'm searching around for anything unusual.
Give me a perception.
Yeah, come on, me.
Okay. So you're looking around. Are you trying to open up any of the crates, or just kind of looking for something out in the open of interest?
We're trying to open some of the crates.
Okay. Do you have a crowbar?
I do not.
All right. So you're just gonna try to like pull them open with your hands.
Yeah, or if I can find something that I can help wedge.
All right. So you're kind of looking around.
Find some piece of wood or something like that's a broken off piece of wood or something that I can, or something that's thin, or like a screwdriver or something.
All right. Give me one moment to look at something.
No, I do have a crowbar. What am I talking about?
Oh.
Check my inventory. I just thought for sure. I'm not carrying a crowbar around. Well, apparently I am. Apparently I'm smarter than I thought.
Alright, so you pull out your crowbar, kind of kneel down and start working on one of the crates. So as you're doing this, you would suddenly hear a chanting behind you. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
What's the DC? DC is 18.
Is there any... Since I heard the chanting, do I have any chance to counterspell?
I'm going to say they snuck up on you, so you would not, because they also made a stealth check that you didn't hear.
Okay.
So you try to turn around and counterspell, but unfortunately they kind of get the jump on you.
I'm going to use 3 inspiration points.
Alright, another 3 insight.
Oh!
Alright,
Oh,
so you are standing trying to get into position. Yeah.
If I use a story point... if I use a story point, do the insight points don't count towards that anymore?
It would just be a reroll, so it would be like a standard roll. Just a wisdom save. You wouldn't get the temporary +6, no.
Could I use more insight points?
How many do you have?
He's got MVP a lot.
Oh,
He's
you know
got
what? I'm
MVP a
going to
lot.
say that you have already used it once for the roll, so you probably couldn't use it again.
I mean, then there's no point, 'cause if I reroll, I'm not going to get any. I have a +0 wisdom save, so okay.
You never know.
All right, so you hear the chanting. Unfortunately, you are not quick enough, and as you stand, you feel yourself stiffen up. And you cannot move. A voice will say, you don't see anyone, which is kind of strange, but a voice says, what are you
How'd they even
doing in
target
here?
me? I'm invisible.
Huh?
How'd they even target me? I'm invisible.
Oh, you don't know. But you don't see them either, whoever did this. You heard them chanting, but when you turn around, you don't see anyone there. And a voice would say, what are you doing in here? He says, who are you? Kind of forcefully. You don't recognize the voice. And unfortunately, I don't think you can reply when you're held. Because, yeah, paralysis keeps you from talking, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't a whole person you need to see the target?
Usually, yes. So either they have some sort of invisibility detection, or, well, yeah, they'd have to have some kind of way of detecting invisibility.
Oh, if fucking true sight or something.
So you would feel someone grab your hands and start to tie you up. Give me another wisdom save. Okay. So yeah, you feel the ropes being tied around your hands as you're put to your knees.
Do they still have the? Sorry, timing wise, do we still have the telepathic bond?
Yes. Right now, the telepathic bond is still going. But I don't think he can communicate while he's held with a hold spell.
Really?
Telepathically?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Because I think when you're paralyzed, you can't speak, but I don't know how it would work telepathically.
Yeah, because that's not like a physical. Yeah.
I'll say sure. Maybe you can telepathically say something to them. Do you want to try to get in touch with them, or are you just kind of keeping quiet for now?
They will make things worse. Glenn thinks so.
You're just
What
gonna
do you
leave
mean?
us in
I'm
the
not
dark?
gonna say anything.
Oh my god.
No.
No.
God damn it.
God damn
Okay.
it. So a moment later, after you are tied up, there is a snap as a figure appears there. He would say, you're one of those Splitlanders, aren't you? And he releases the hold from you. So you can move again. He says, the name's Oren Zalora. Don't you know you're not supposed to be here?
What constitutes thematic?
You mean like for spell
For-
components? I mean, you'd
yeah.
have to be able to gesture. So right now your hands are tied, so you couldn't do somatic. You can only do verbal.
Well, are my wrists tied? Because that means I could still move my hand, right?
Well, it's more than just like moving your fingers or hand. You have to be able to gesture. So being
Okay.
tied up stops you from casting, basically. While casting, like, gesturing spells. So he'll say, again, what are you doing here?
I am.
He says nothing to say.
Well, it's Easy for a second. Well, you put guard somewhere, and that means there's something worth guarding. So you inherently, by putting guards there, attract the attention you're looking to detract from.
He says, you're part of that group my brother brought in, aren't you? Splitlanders, I believe.
He shakes his head. I came in after them. I've heard of them though.
Give me a deception.
I'm a spy. Like I'm not. I ain't no fucking snitch.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's good. That's really good.
All right. So you snuck onto the island because you saw someone guarding this area and thought you should break in here?
Oh yeah. I mean, if there's this many guards, there's got to be something fun to find out. I mean, there must be like secret treasure, or
Kind
you've
of.
never gone treasure hunting.
Not within the city in someone else's household. What should I
Well,
do
it's not like I was
with
gonna take something. I was just a curious mind, but I can see, I can understand that you probably don't believe me.
it? Perhaps I should just call the guards. You just seem like some brigand. This is very well.
Excuse me. I am the voice of our generation.
What do you mean?
You haven't heard tales of the amazing bard that has been captivating the hearts of people ever since he arrived on this plane and in this city?
Oh boy.
So he pulls out what looks like a potion, kind of jiggles it around in front of him. He says, "Should I have?"
Yes, I've performed several times at the inn and in the city center. And did I perform for the family yet?
I don't think you performed for the Zalora, no. They wanted
Well,
you to, but
Eamon actually did see the performance because he was at the
yes,
tavern.
so you performed for Eamon at the tavern, but not for like the family as a whole.
Okay. I even performed. Eamon saw my performance and wanted me to perform for the family. I just haven't had the chance yet.
I see. So you snuck onto the island where you thought you'd perform later and tried to break into one of the restricted areas of our family to endear yourself to us?
No, my singing does that. I don't need to worry about endearing myself. I just wanted to know what was over here.
Give me a persuasion / diplomacy. He says, what's your
Look,
name, sir?
My name's Glenn. I'll prove it. I can sing you any song you want. My voice is angelic.
He says, you're not going to try to sing a spell at me or something, are you? Are you one of those bards?
I am.
He says, no, I am as much a fan of music as the next man, but given the circumstances, I think it's better you stay quiet while I fetch someone to take you away.
Oh, come on. You have me tied up. What can I really do? Give me a chance to at least sing a song to prove that I'm not lying about that. I wouldn't want to die knowing somebody thought I couldn't sing.
He says, die? Why would you die? It's
I
not.
don't know.
He says, I doubt you'd be put to death for breaking in here.
I don't know. You guys have weird laws. This whole society is weird.
He says, tell me about it. Well,
Like, you guys don't use coins. Like, the fuck is up with that? But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked on that.
he says, you are from Gaian. All right.
He nods.
That would
Yes,
make
where
sense.
we believe in capitalism.
He says, so you are not native to the Shadowfell. Interesting.
No, although people seem to love me here because nobody else knows how to sing. So it's been quite a journey.
So he suddenly turns around, walking over to the entrance, shutting the door and pulling the blinds. He says,
You're not gonna molest me, are you?
He says, no, but I haven't had much contact with outsiders. I've been meaning to test one of my potions. You seem like you could be a good test subject.
Oh my god.
You just molest me instead.
He says, how about I test my potion on you, then I'll just let you go, and we can pretend this little break-in didn't happen.
Okay. I mean, what's the intended effect of the potion?
He says, "Well, I believe it should make you much healthier." He walks over and examines you. He says, "Since you don't currently have any real wounds, I'm guessing it will just invigorate you. But I haven't had a chance to try it out on an outsider. So I'm curious what the effects will be on someone from another plane."
Okay. And decides this is a rare opportunity because this guy. So I'm down for that, but I'm curious. It sounds like you're not a fan of the way this society operates as well.
He says, "Well, it's extremely difficult to get hands on, or to get my hands on materials for some of my experiments. The clerics don't fully agree with my philosophy on science and discovery. Sometimes I do wish I came from Gaian, though it seems like the magic in Gaian is much more, well, basic. I don't know if I'd find a good use for my studies there either."
Science definitely is important. What type of materials are you trying to procure that you are having a hard time getting?
He says, "Well, I've had to hire cutthroats and mercenaries to procure various essences from different creatures in the Shadowfell." He says, "Essence can be very useful for what I do."
Um, do you mean like Maho essence or?
He says, "Yes, Maho, I guess that is the Gaian term for the magic measurement of energy. Yes."
Well, I don't know a ton about that, but what type of essence particularly?
He says, "Well, whatever type you might have. I mean, the more powerful the creature, the better." Says, "Obviously, I
Because
would never procure blood essence, as such a thing is illegal and forbidden, but should you have some, I wouldn't be against taking it off your hands. So the guards didn't arrest you for it." What did you
me and
say
my
you did
friend,
for a living again?
I'm a bard. He smiles.
Hmm. Says,
I
"Alright,
might have some friends that are in possession of a decent bit of Maho.
friends that aren't the Splitlander group that came in here."
Correct. Different friends.
Interesting. Alright, well, maybe I won't test my potion on you. Because if you do have essence, that could be of use to me. And
So,
just to let you know, there's not much of use in here. You broke into mostly a storage area for some of my old instruments.
guys, I know I should have checked the other building first.
He says, "They sometimes come out here, but I mean, the dust is probably a good indicator that everything here is pretty worthless."
Do you... Forgive me for saying this, but you seem like one of those people that would be the black sheep of their family.
Well, I suppose I am. I'm useful. Well, actually, give me a persuasion. He says, "I'm useful to my family, but yes, my interests can sometimes conflict with the image that." Why am I telling you this? Listen, you said you have essences you could sell to me, yes?
Yes, but I'm very interested in your family, and man, he wants to say I want to say something, but it's gotta be super dangerous, and I'm almost out of here. I am someone who is in the search for power.
Well, you and most of the other nobles in the city.
Well, I need power. It's for a good reason. I don't really want to. I'm sure you don't want to hear my sob story, but to rescue someone dear to me. I've heard. He looks at him. I mean, you don't seem like the someone that would, snitch on other people's beliefs, right?
Well, I don't know exactly what you mean. I mean, I would turn you into the authorities if you were of no use to me. I'm not really a fan of criminals.
Oh, look, just putting it out there. I've heard. I came here from Guyan because I heard that there was a cult that was able to grant people power.
Give me a deception. He says, well, I mean, cultists and worship of magical energies often promise power. Very few can grant it. He says, but again, I don't know what that has to do with me.
Well, your family is obviously very influential. Do you potentially have any ties to, or could put me into contact with somebody that might be able to make me an introduction?
To a cult that could provide you power?
When you say it that way.
It's a specific cult. It's shadow something, the shadow guy, or
The Shadow Guy. Can't say I'm
Shadow-
familiar.
Shadow Noble, or maybe Shadow Lord, or something like that.
He says, a cult of the Shadowlord. That seems very specific. He says, well,
Just the information I heard on Guy.
being a studied individual, I do know of a cult that serves the Shadow Lord. I don't know them personally, but I know they are quite a thorn in the side of our society. He says, are you just walking around asking people to be introduced to them?
No, that's why but I don't know. I feel like you seem like, I don't know. Like I said, and no offense, but you seem kind of like an outsider, so I feel for some reason that you might be a good person to ask, especially since you're a part of a pretty well-to-do family that might have connections. I figure. He shrugs.
Give me a persuasion. Or a deception, actually. Alright. I don't know why I even ask you to roll. You can't roll under a 25. He says, well, I am a bit of an outsider in my family. That doesn't mean I am part of some strange cult. I am familiar with the Children of Shadow by reputation, but my allies in dark places are not cultists. They're mostly criminals, helping me procure essences that I need for my experiments. It sounds like you have some essences. And even though you just
do.
asked me about a highly illegal group that I really should report you for even knowing about, I am more interested in obtaining the essences you might have. He says, so maybe I'll just forget you asked about the Children of Shadow and assume you are not actually trying to get in touch with them. Or at least I'll pretend that, because I want to have these essences you possess.
So do you? I take it you're not you dislike them then, or against them.
He says, no, I don't serve the Children of Shadow. Children of Shadow are a disruptive and highly dangerous organization. He says, I would not risk my standing in the city by serving them, and their interests lie with bringing power to their strange, depraved master. It wouldn't benefit me to serve them.
Is there any way to try and insight him?
Sure, roll an insight. You think he's being honest. You don't think he is affiliated with the Children of Shadow.
Okay.
You might be starting to think that maybe if someone in the family is affiliated with them, they might not be, it might not be the family as a whole, but maybe a certain member. He says, in any case, I guess I could let you go, as long as you promise not to break in here again, and maybe we can speak later of the essences.
I promise, and I'm going to do something that sometimes I regret, but I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah. All right. I assumed you were telling me the truth, but now I'm curious. What do you have for me?
I've been in a situation like this more than once, he says with a smile. And I don't know. Whenever I get the feeling that I should tell somebody the truth, it's always very risky. But more often not, when I get that feeling that I can trust somebody, it works in my favor. So I'm going to trust you and tell you the truth. Please don't kill me.
All right.
Surprise, I am with the Splitlanders.
Shocking.
We're here investigating the Children of Shadow.
He says, when you all came in, we saw you all come in, right? Like, I was literally in the streets when you all walked past. You may not have noticed me, but...
Well,
Anyway, continue. I appreciate the honesty all the same.
We're here investigating the Cult of Shadow to kick some ass and chew bubblegum. And none of us have any gum.
I see.
I don't know how well you're going to believe me, but we got some intel that somebody in your family was working with the cult.
He says, I am a bit curious of something.
Yes.
So, you came in with my brother, I believe. Hang on a second. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. You came in with my brother, Amon. He told me something of the group, and I heard some rumor of some world-famous singer with the group, Glenn, which I assume is you, right? He says, so why go around telling me that you are not with them and then act like a world-famous singer and think I'm going to assume there's a second world-famous singer that is not with the group that came into the island?
I don't know, you kind of looked like the family member that nobody talked to, so...
He says, that's fair. I suppose I do look a bit odd. He says, biomancy, and he taps his, kind of split ear. Can have strange effects on you sometimes. But I'm just saying, you seem like kind of spyish and deceptive, but you also seem like you want everyone to know who you are. Seems a bit like those two could conflict.
They really do. You see how difficult my life is.
Alright, well, is there anything else you wish to tell me, Glenn? Any more stunning truths that you've been keeping from me?
No, just that, like I said, we got some intel that someone in your family was working with the Shadow, and that is the real reason why I broke in here.
He says, alright, well, I've heard some of that from Amon already, but, you really could have just asked me to look around if you wanted to see what was in here. I mean, being from the prime material plane, you probably have powerful magics. Like, why would you try to steal from me?
I wasn't trying to. I don't really know. I don't know, man. It was just guarded up. Like, you know, it's like, okay, well, if there's, we're looking for evidence of, you know, shenanigans, and there's this place that looks suspiciously guarded. You think,
So
well,
you
shenanigans might be afoot.
so you thought I might be part of the cult? Is that it?
Yes.
I guess suppose that's fair. Although I don't believe my family has any involvement with the Children of Shadow. I hope not.
Well, from what I'm getting, from talking with you, it might just be a single individual and not your whole family.
Oh. And actually, let me take a pause there, because I think I heard Estrella come in.
Yeah, she's been in here.
She walked in an absolute peak right now. She walked in an absolute peak.
So I guess, would Estrella be trying to do anything that night by herself? I want to give her some screen time if she had some things she
No
wanted to...
idea if we, like, are we staying in a tavern together? Or are we staying at this family's house? Like, I don't know where we were.
So the group decided they were going to go back to the island, knowing that there might be some cultist connection there. They wanted to spend the night, but also have people kind of looking around and seeing if they saw anything suspicious. So
The
several
Noble
of the...
Family Island that we were invited to by
Yeah,
the guy we met.
the
right.
Zalora. So
Gotcha. Okay.
the group is kind of interacting with several of the Zaloran family members, one of which Glenn broke into his kind of secret area, and he
And I mean, I
cast a
assume
whole
we
spell
were.
on and tied him up.
I assume we were given rooms. Like, I mean, like, were we?
Yeah,
Are we
so
being supervised or?
yeah, so well, it's the same house you stayed in last night. It's the mansion or the small, like the large house here.
We're getting
was
to know the neighbors.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've been here 2 nights. Okay.
This is the Well, yeah, this would be the second night. Yeah.
I probably would have been carousing, but I definitely, like, I mean, I don't know. If I had some reason to keep an eye on someone or something, I might have, had Slurp follow, or I don't know. But probably I'm just carousing. And yeah.
All right, so maybe we'll say, well, Boulder Bottom was hanging out at the house. He didn't want to be involved. If you wanted to go out and talk with people, you may have gone out with Eli, Uslog, and who was it?
Yeah, like if
Malin.
there's like the guardhouse or the palace kitchens, or like kind of like some of the people that might be kind of partying when they're done working, and we could make some friends or hear some gossip or something.
All right, so yeah, maybe you were kind of hanging out with them, talking to some of the people here. All right, so I guess we wouldn't have a separate scene for you. You would just kind of would have been with the other people. So we'll say okay, back to Glenn. So about this time, he's talking to you, and this is about when you get that message from Eli that the thing was about to wear off.
A thing.
We have the telepathic bond.
Yeah, because
Oh,
remember in your scene, like, I think Eli sent Glenn a message. This is when you'd get it. So what was it that you sent to him, Eli? Wait, is Eli there?
She muted?
Is he muted?
I remember he said he
is
told him how
muted.
much time we had left on the spell.
Yes. Maybe he stepped away?
Looks like it.
Can you hear us, Eli?
Sorry, yes, I just went to grab a drink real quick.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
no worries. So at this point, yeah, Glenn, you would receive a message from Eli that the spell is about to wear off. Do you say anything back to him?
I just say, all right, thanks for the heads up. I'm all good.
All right. So Orin would say, so no hard feelings for the magic I used on you. I just wasn't sure if you were, dangerous or not. I didn't know exactly who you were. And you...
I gotcha. Yeah, like I said, if I mean, since you seem to be on our side, and just keep your ears open, I guess, if you hear anything suspicious from your family. We would definitely appreciate a heads up.
Says, yes, it's interesting. I wonder. So, who told you this rumor? Just out of curiosity. Or why do you think one
well-
of us is? Because I guess you didn't say it was a rumor. He says, why do you think one of us is working with the Children of Shadow?
Well, since you seem to be okay with working with criminals, we got we paid for intel from the Circle of Shadows or
The Shadow Market.
The Shadow Market.
Says, oh, I see. Wonder where that rumor came from. He says, well, I don't know if I would fully trust everything you hear at the Shadow Market. Rumors can be, they can be fickle. Still, I'm curious as to how that rumor started or where that information is coming from. To look into that. Alright. So he walks over and unties you. And says, as he helps you stand up, he says, maybe we could speak a little bit more about what essences you have, and perhaps either sell or some kind of exchange could take place.
Yeah,
Says,
sure.
I don't know if you want pale coin or if there's anything else you seek. Maybe some unique potions.
Pale coins, potions, magic items, yeah, any of that.
Slip that last one in there.
He nods and says, I could be convinced to part with certain things. Alright, Glenn. Have a good
Where
evening.
should we meet? Of course, you want to meet at the tavern sometime, or back here at your place, or?
How about tomorrow afternoon? I stop by the guest house.
All right, tomorrow afternoon at the guest house.
This is excellent. Have a good evening, and yeah, it's just don't break into any more of my my places, please.
Roger. And he will. You don't mind if I teleport out of here, do you?
It's probably a good idea. The guards might ask questions if they see you leaving, or unless you have more invisibility spells.
I do, but it's late. You know, I don't really want to sneak my way out of here. And it was nice talking with you. And he says as he starts to cast teleportation, and assuming he doesn't do anything to stop him, he will. Where was he? Are we staying in the tavern or the guest house?
The guest house.
And he will teleport himself back to the guest house.
Thump. Alright, so you would appear there, and the rest of your group is probably already there, getting ready to go to bed. Kind of catch some of them off guard, but Laura would say, oh, Glenn's back.
Okay,
He just
guys,
laughed
so
and said,
what did we
"Oh."
learn?
Oh, I totally got caught.
What?
I give him a what?
Never
you
send a
got
bard to do a spy's job, Laura says. Then again, I didn't get past the second gate, so I didn't do much better.
Yeah, I got caught by one of the family members, the biomancer guy.
You got caught by the pyromancer?
The
Okay.
biomancer, yeah.
I think he said biomancer.
And you're alive?
Bio.
Yeah, nice guy. He wants to trade with us because he wants essence. Because apparently essence is hard to get here. I told him we kind of have like a buttload of essence with like different types and stuff.
Well, this is true.
So he
But-
said he might be willing to trade pale coin or potions or possibly magic items. We're supposed to meet him at the guest house here tomorrow afternoon.
He was really just that chill.
Oh no, I mean he almost called the guards, but thankfully he was gonna test a potion on me to forego calling the guards, but then he found out I had essence, and so he decided not to. Which makes me think that he wasn't really very sure of the safety of that potion. Now that I think about it,
That's a little concerning.
but
Yeah.
I don't think he is the guy that is with the shadow cultists, and I don't think it's their entire family. I think if the rumor's true, I think it's just one family member.
Okay, well, that's pretty good actually. I mean, well, we just have to find out which one
Yeah,
it is.
he seems to be on our side. I mean, because he's very practical. He
Geraldo
doesn't
says,
seem any.
"Wait a minute. Are we sure it's just one family member? How do we know this guy isn't in on it? Or maybe he is. You seem pretty sure of this, Glenn."
I'm a pretty good read of people.
Glenn is a good judge of character.
And I guess he did do some pretty amazing things in that fire in the Deep Dwarf City with that. So, all right.
It takes a second to flex, and yeah. But yeah, so I thought, it was one of those moments where I decided, you know what, this could bite me in the ass, but I'm going to tell the truth. And I don't know, when I get that gut feeling, most of the time it ends up right. So I think he's just a very practical person, and I mean, it makes sense. Him helping the Shadowlords gain power doesn't help him one bit.
All right, but how do we know the rest of his family isn't in on it, even if he isn't?
Well, I mean, from his understanding, from what he knows, his family, they all feel the same way. So I think there might be one outcast that is the. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just stupid and his family pulled the wool over his eyes. I have a nagging feeling that there's one outcast in the family that's a dissident that wants the Shadowlord to come back.
That would probably make more sense, LaRose says. It would be much harder to hide the activity of the whole family from the city, but one individual would be a lot more subtle.
So, what are we gonna do when Amon shows up tomorrow, saying, "Let's go scoop out, check out his little scoop"?
They would roll. I think that Amon might be on the up and up from what his brother said, so I think we just should go with him, I guess.
So we don't say anything. We just play along with what he's saying.
A riskier plan would be to tell him about the rumor and see if I can, and I can watch his face carefully and see if I catch any telltale signs of like, oh shit. A little bit more of a risky plan, though. It requires us playing our hand, so I don't know if we want to do that. But
well, what if he's in on it and is leading us to a trap?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we mention it, and I can ascertain, based on his reaction, that he already knew that, then we can get the jump on him before he leads us into a trap.
Screw it, let's go bold. I mean, this subtlety, it's not for me, I tried, we got as far as talking to a couple servants. It's not for me. Let's, go big or go home.
All right. I say when we meet up, we tell him the rumor that we found out about his family, then see what he has to say, see what his reaction is.
Do we have any idea how big this family is?
How many
I was
members?
gonna ask this
I don't think anyone did much research into the family itself.
No one bothered.
You've met 3 of them, Ustrali, Orin, and Amon. But yeah, you probably don't know much about the family as a whole. None of these people seem like the patriarch or matriarch of the family. It feels like you're meeting all kind of like the children right now.
Siblings, yeah.
Yeah, like different siblings. So yeah, you probably... Or go ahead.
Are there servants in this guest house?
In the guest house, no. The servants are kind of living in that neighborhood nearby.
They're not we don't have servants working in the guest house for us.
No, you do have one who kind of comes around in the morning and during the day to keep an eye on you, make sure you don't need anything, but he's not here right now in the evening.
Wait, so Ustrali is... I thought she was a servant, but she's part of the family?
She did mention her brother lived in one of those houses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought he was just a
Figured
researcher.
She introduced herself as Ustrali Zalora.
Oh.
So it seemed like she may have been just hanging out with some of the help.
And she told us her
Oh.
brother
Okay, I
was
didn't,
the
I didn't realize.
biomancer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she said, my brother's the biomancer. Because you asked her about that area, and then she says
Right. She said, but I didn't realize that
he didn't catch the
Zalora
brother
was
part.
in that place.
Okay. Well, why don't we do a break? Because we are at 8 over halftime. So why don't we do a break and come back in a bit and continue?
Cool.
Give everyone a chance to, stretch and use the restroom and everything.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. See you in a little bit. Welcome back, Mary.
Oh, thank you.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Man, I always feel like the craziest shit happens when you're here, Eli.
I
I kind of feel a little lost. I've missed a lot. Like I've kind of been like here every other, or missed 2 or 3 in a row. Like since we kind of
It's
got
been a crazy.
got to this city, so I'm a little bit just as a player, kind of like lost.
It's
I
been a
feel
bit
the
of a
same.
crazy couple months, just
Yeah.
with all the holidays and stuff. So think we.
I'm like, we're dealing with some sort of cult. I don't know what's going on. We're
Well, like I
apparently
know,
on
I know a lot of the
plane.
story of the Cult of the Shadows, like, and the Shadowlords and stuff from the first couple chapters of the campaign. I'm not as familiar with like what we've been doing here since we came back to the Shadowfell more recently. You know, because I've missed so many details, and I kind of the little bit of details I have been here for, I kind of like keep forgetting, like, what's the name of this family and how many nights have we been here, and you know.
That story Glenn becomes famous.
I mean, I feel like that's basically been the mission since, you know, he joined us back just before we entered the Roa Calls. I feel like his fame has been part of the quest.
Yeah.
We were trying to save the world, but really, we're trying to make Glenn famous.
But while we're at it, we might
Yeah.
as well.
Save it in style.
Honestly, Estrella's way more down to help you with that than Arapel really was. He wouldn't have been. He was not against your fame. He just wasn't super focused on it.
Can't save the world while looking good. It's not worth saving it.
But Estrella's definitely more down to stop off and party.
Sometimes it leads to interesting and informative things.
Oh, that's not true. I'm like, well, guess I'm rolling a new
I thought we were gonna have to rescue Glenn from cult. But hey,
I think we attended the cult meeting and he just happened to meet one of the brothers.
We attended
Maybe-
a cult meeting.
well, we were
We-
hanging out with the sister.
And all the
Oh.
servants.
Mhm.
Oh, gotcha. That's true. Yeah. We might honestly have been in the presence of the person who's working with the cult, if there is one, you know. And you know, hey,
I mean,
it may not be an actual family member. Like if this is like noble households in, you know, more feudal or medieval times, like there's so many retainers and you know, staff and household people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why we were kind of trying to get to know everyone in the area because we're trying to suss out sort of who. I don't know. Seems
That's
fishy.
why I just went for carouse with the middle folk, because I figured, you know, I had missed too much. So let me just see if there's any, you know, little
Yeah.
rumors I can pick up that, you know.
Although this is still the same day that we did the shopping, so I don't think we're doing this as downtime. It's just kind of as
Oh,
you know,
gotcha. Okay.
yeah, actual.
mean,
yeah.
I remembered that I tried to shop and I didn't really find anything, but I didn't remember like passing a night yet.
Yeah,
So-
we
and then
didn't.
he was-
Yeah.
And then he was saying this is the second night, so I was kind of confused. So
Yeah, we cleared that up at the beginning of the session. That was just remembering.
okay.
We remembered. Yeah.
So did I feel like I rolled, right? And I didn't like Estrella did try to shop, but she didn't find anything,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause she,
right.
Yeah, 'cause she didn't have good investigation. Yeah.
I think only Glenn got a cool thing.
That's right. Okay. I feel like I do remember that vaguely, but I just didn't remember passing the nights, so.
Yeah, which because it didn't happen. Yep.
What's going on?
Just catching up.
I just gave my dog a new squeaky toy, and she's already like damaged the squeaker. It's still wheezing and squeaking a little bit, but it's I don't know.
Wow. Sounds vicious.
Yeah, sounds like my dogs. They just destroy everything I give them.
I don't think I've ever had a dog that's gentle with toys. I mean, I've known like I've had friends and family that have had dogs that are gentle with toys, but mine have never been.
There's well, it's I don't know if they have them for small dogs. So I think your dog is pretty small, if I remember. But they're like these indestructible chew toys.
Yeah. The problem
yeah.
with them is that if they're truly indestructible, they generally are very, very hard to squeak, and squeak is what she loves. So like I've actually gotten some of those kind for my dachshunds, and like I sometimes can't even squeak them with my hand. I have to step on them to squeak them. They're that tough. And dachshunds have crazy strong jaws. You wouldn't expect it for such a small dog, but dachshunds, have strong jaws. So that was fine for them. But she is this foo-foo terrier mix with the tiniest little teeth, like her little needle teeth, and her jaw's like only an inch long, So she can't get those things to squeak, so she ignores them.
I didn't even know those ones did squeak at all. But,
Not all of them, but there are like really hard rubber ones that squeak. But like I said, like I have to step on it to squeak it. It's like not an easy squeak. Yeah, I mean my dachshunds can crack nyla bones, or some of my dachshunds have cracked like durabones and stuff.
wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, people don't think that little dogs are that tough, but those dachshunds were bred to like go down in badger holes and fight face to face with badgers. So
Not ready to scrap.
yeah.
They are scrappy.
They also have like big dog voices. Like they're little, but they've got the home dog voice, and my girl now has the terrier shrill voice, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't bark. Your voice hurts my head.
My uncle had a dachshund that would like chase coyotes, like scare them out.
Yeah, they're fearless.
Yeah.
The nylon bones are the ones that are like plastic almost, right?
Well, there's different ones. The nyla bones and the durabones. I think that those are brand names, and I think there's different like compositions of stuff, but they're usually meant to be pretty hard. Like the dogs are supposed to kind of just chew on them and gnaw on them and scrape on them and like work them down. And I have had my dachshunds actually break them a couple times.
Are those meant to be like broken up and eaten?
No, they don't crumble so much, but like they just were able to crack them into like big piece, like 2 big pieces instead of 1 or something a couple times.
They're designed to be like a lot of them are designed to be non-toxic in case they are ingested.
Yeah, they're better than rawhide. Yeah, but rawhide is much softer.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember my huskies. I think I want to say like one of them broke off a piece and ate it. So I wasn't sure. I was like, is that dangerous?
A lot of dog treats these days are, I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's still stuff out there that's manufactured that's crap, but I do think a lot of dog toys today versus 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that they've eliminated ingredients and practices that we know are bad for them that we didn't necessarily know back then and what have you. Like, because there's a lot of that kind of stuff on all the labels these days,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, is everyone back?
Yep.
Did I hear Glenn?
Present.
Yeah.
Not Glenn, but me.
I don't know if I heard Glenn. Glenn might be away still.
No, I'm
You are here? Okay. So yeah, are you all going to bed for the evening? It's pretty late at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I think we got into enough trouble today.
After
Not
goofing
enough
off.
trouble. All right, so the evening would pass.
Have there
Still do our watches,
I mean,
maybe.
I guess, yeah, if it wasn't downtime, then maybe this is moot. But like, if we were just kind of hanging out with the like,
Well, it was still
on the
the
estate.
evening from the previous day, because instead of going right to bed, the group kind of went home and was like investigating the Zalorans a little.
Right. I guess I just didn't know, like, would we've had a chance to sit and carouse any, or meet make any contacts, or is that a little more of a long-term thing?
That would be more like a full day thing. You basically just had a few conversations in the evening.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Alright, so it's next day, morning time. The servant from the Zaloran house comes to see if you all need anything, as he brings like some breakfast and some yummy looking cakes. This is good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you for bringing us. May I ask you a question about the owners of this island? The proprietors of this island?
The Zalorans, of course. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, sir.
So we've met at least 2 of the siblings, maybe 3. How many family members are there on this?
He says, "Well, I'm assuming you are inquiring about the immediate Zaloran family and not the extended family. The family is the head of the family is an elf, Garrick Zalora. He is sort of in charge of the goings-on of the family on the island. There's also Cortrell Zalora. He is... she, Cortrell. She is the youngest, one of the aspiring clerics, or she is an aspiring cleric of the Raven Queen within the church, currently studying to become a permanent member. There's also Vanessa Zalora, one of the... What does she do? Hang on a sec. One of the most studied, next to Orin, of course. Vanessa is a wizard with no particular specialty that spends most of her time in the library. And who else? Ustrali is also one of the younger daughters, and she actually spends a good amount of time in the servants' quarters, so you may have met her already. Those are the main Zaloras on the island, not counting the extended family.
These are all siblings?
Yes, though I believe that Vanessa is a half-sister. She's not of the same mothers as the other ones.
And of their parents, do they live on the island as well?
Says, well, Garrick is the father. I believe that both of his wives have passed, sadly.
Okay.
So he's currently a bachelor with several children. Most of them from one mother, and the second from another mother who he was married to for a short while, but then she passed as well. Terribly tragic. Very unfortunate.
What
What
happened?
happened?
Oh, well, the first mother, whose name escapes me at the moment. Sorry, I'm a bit new here. But the first mother, she had died of withering, a fairly common disease to the Shadowfell, but one that is still fairly deadly if not caught in time. The second mother was poisoned.
Oh.
And the culprit was never caught.
Stop me if I'm wrong, but the withering is a result of exposure to this plane far from the protection of the Raven Queen's outposts. What is the word for her protections?
Yes, but sometimes the withering can affect those even within her protections, which is why it's important that...
Lost in the wilderness or something like that before passing.
Oh, no. She died within the city. It's just that the disease was not caught in time. Unfortunately, at least from what I'm told, they were unable to... I guess she didn't know she had it, or maybe she didn't report the symptoms. Again, I'm kind of new to this place.
I see.
So I just know the stories.
Of course, yes. We appreciate you sharing them as a loyal servant of the house. You, of course, will give us more factual information than, common rumors.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm happy to... I've been told to help you in any way you can. So I'm happy to give you a little bit of information on the family. There are some other there are some other extended family on the island, but I'm not as familiar with them.
And you say it's commonly believed that the second wife was poisoned? Why is it, why is it known that it was such a tragedy as a poisoning?
Oh, well, I meant that she was poisoned. We just don't know. No one knows who was the culprit.
So it is a mystery, but it's well known that it was somehow intentional.
Yes. It definitely was poison, and, it's unlikely it was an accident. People don't generally just ingest
What are the
poison.
theories? Like, does anyone have any idea, like, even if it's not proven or known for sure, like, who could fathom why that might have been?
He says, well, I mean, the Zalora aren't without enemies. There's definitely some political rivalries in the city, but it seems extreme that that would be the reason. I mean...
Yes, generally such rivalries among, elites and aristocrats, and political, tensions, it would seem that targeting the lord or the head of house or his heirs would be much more beneficial to those than to poison her. It seems strange.
Yes, unless there was some kind of direct act of aggression against the Lord himself, Lord Garrick. But I'm sorry, like I said, I don't know too much about all of this. I'm still fairly new here.
Of course, and please forgive my curiosity. I simply ponder when I hear such odd circumstances. I meant no disrespect.
Of course. It's funny. Is that the squeaking toy I hear in the background?
I'm so sorry. Yes.
Sounds like someone's playing ping pong. It's like...
I think it doesn't come through when I'm not talking. I think my sound dampening doesn't pick it up. But then as soon as I start talking, I feel like you guys get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it sounds like someone's playing on a ping pong table. It's like...
After I gave it to her, I was like, oh shit, what was I thinking?
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else, Eli or Estrella or anyone else?
I wasn't here when we came to this island. Do I believe that there's any reason that he wouldn't have mentioned Amon, or is it just assumed you know him already?
Yeah, Amon's the one who brought you here, so he may have just assumed that you knew of Amon.
Okay. No, I don't have any more questions. Thank you for this information, though.
All right. Well, enjoy the cakes. I'll be in the outer house if you need anything. And he just leaves, goes back to the outer house within the courtyard.
So it's morning, right?
Yes, it is 8 a.m. the following day.
Do we have plans for today? It crossed my mind that if we're just browsing for allies / information / observing what's going on here, then if we're just looking for random leads and just checking around, then Uslag, a couple of those what was the name? Zalora? Was that right? A couple of those Zalora siblings. There could be maybe perhaps an inn, not an inn, INN, but an opportunity for us to, just make some acquaintances. A cleric, of the Raven Queen. Perhaps we could visit that temple and arrange to run into her and chat. I myself have some clerical training, and I know you have some small reverence for her. What is the proper way to refer to her ravenly featheredness?
Well, I like that term to start.
And then I also I feel like there was another. Oh yes, the one that they said often hangs about the servants' quarters. I felt perhaps that's someone we could perhaps look to encounter, just for conversations and for observations, and as we kind of look about for our next lead here. Those were the ones that caught my ear. Yeah, go ahead.
We met her last night.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, Australia.
Oh, I must have been in my cups. Tell me about that encounter. What did we learn?
She's the one hanging out with the servants.
Oh, so we
Ustrali.
already met
Alas.
one that he referred to just now.
Yeah, Ustrali is the one who told you about, or who told them about Orin, which they may have told Glenn about in the mental link.
Yes. A little bit.
Orin was the Bloodmancer or whatever.
Orin
Biomancer.
was the Biomancer, yeah.
Biomancer. Okay, not Orin the Red. Got it. Okay.
So you've met Ustrali so far.
Okay. Well,
Orin.
I don't know. If we don't have any other plans, perhaps we could stop by that temple at some point. Uslag. It doesn't have to just whomever wants to come with, but I thought Uslag and I might be want to check that out and just see if we can meet that one sibling.
Yeah.
And you met Amon.
The cleric in training, yeah. But what else? Did anyone else gather any leads or have any thoughts on what we might pursue today?
So, I don't know if Glenn said he'll be right back, but I thought he said we were supposed to meet one of the siblings today, this afternoon.
Well, yeah, Amon is going to be coming shortly.
Right. So after that, maybe.
Go to the temple.
Guess
All right.
so.
So you want to pass some time till Amon gets here?
Well, Glenn's not here. He stepped away. So
Oh yeah.
Why would Glenn need to be here?
he's the conversationalist.
Oh,
Gonna
so
be
you
the
could talk to Amon. I mean, Amon was
Yes.
saying, well, you had said you would go with him to check out some of the possible places where there may have been cultist activity in the city, because he's following
Right.
some rumors.
Yeah, but I
Right,
thought he was
we were
coming
gonna
to the
spring
guest
on him.
house this afternoon.
Oh, right, you wanted to
assumed that was
spring
that
on him.
Glenn was the main contact there.
That was Orin. Orin is also going to get in
Oh.
touch with Glenn later.
Oh my bad. Okay.
But Amon, that's right. You said you were going to spring the thing on him and see how he reacted, right?
Are we
Right.
going to tell him that we have information that there's something going on underneath his island?
Well, darn it, Glenn. Why'd you step away when we were about to have that interaction?
No.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess before he shows up, we got to do something, and that something is, yeah, I don't know, it beats me.
What indeed? Let's say you guys could head back to the Shadow Market, but again, that's kind of an all-day thing.
Yeah, it's an all-day thing.
Yeah, we don't have time
Love
for
to,
shopping
but-
right now.
Shadow
mean,
shopping.
Do we have time to go to the temple? Uslag seems very reluctant to go, even though yeah.
Well, it was
Sure.
merely a suggestion. I'm not saying that we need to immediately jump upon it. If we'd rather go more cautiously and see where these other leads lead, we could just wait on them. That's fine with me. I wouldn't mind more shopping, but honestly, I don't have high expectations of negotiating or investigating better than I did the previous time. So perhaps this alliance with this biomancer who's interested in essence might be a better lead on us finding objects of usefulness than us just poking around a shady market.
Have any of us been to the library yet? Loro asks.
Briefly.
Did you notice that, because he mentioned the sister Vanessas. Did you see anyone there who may have been this Vanessas? Maybe talk to anyone like her?
One that the learned one,
Yeah,
that-
the wizard.
wizard with no particular focus.
The
I don't remember
half
that at
sibling.
all.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, she's the
Loro
half-sibling.
said,
Oh,
the
interesting.
half-sibling.
Wait, the one in the quarters? I mean, the servant's place that we met?
No, here, go ahead.
So Benessus is the wizard. Strali is the one we met in the servant quarters.
Yeah,
Benessus
remember-
is the half sibling to the second wife who died from poisoning.
The one.
I remember that. I just don't remember us meeting her.
Which you may have picked up on the fact, and I'll say, who has the high insights? Well, Glenn's not here, but Eli and Mal, actually, you all have high insights, and Estrella. Alright, so you probably picked up on the fact that he talked about the extended family as if they weren't as important, which may have kind of piqued your interest why he mentioned a half-sister, because that is technically kind of extended family.
True. He was kind of like the main family or the extended, and we said the main, and he included the half-sister. But that also was, he also included the story of the second wife, so maybe that's why, I don't know. Yeah, interesting.
I mean, we could. How far away is the library from here?
I mean, it's just... I mean, it's just through the 2 gates. It's pretty close. I mean, you're allowed to go there during the day. The gates just close at night, and they don't allow anyone to go onto the basically the Zalora area of the island in the evening.
So there's like a inner sanctum or something such.
Yeah, so there's and Leroux kind of went through the first gate last night. There's this gate, and then there's the inner gate over here, which leads on to their like main island area, which seems to be locked during the evening and guarded.
These guys, yeah, I just noticed all the portraits you had popped up because I was over on the Discord screen.
Yeah, so those are the ones you've met so far. It seems like there are 4 others you haven't. Are you back, Glenn? Yeah, still gone, I guess.
All right. Well, I guess it's first thing in the morning. If the couple people that we're expecting to come see us today are not coming right away, I guess we have time to go to the library, right? I'd go with Eli if that's where you'd like to go next.
I mean, we could also leave a message for Amon with here telling him we're going somewhere.
Sure. Or even just mention it to like servants or pages or butlers that are about the grounds that, you know. Yeah.
I mean, if the scale of this island is reasonable, it's not like the library's 6 hours away.
No, it's pretty close.
10-minute walk or something, if that, across the compound. I'm down for that. We might meet people. We might find some interesting books, or let's just check it out.
Okay.
I'm not
So,
particularly the talker, but I'll go look at some books.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you would be a good looker. That was a weird way of saying it. It's hard to like say things in
Investigator.
game,
you're
like,
a watcher.
and then it's like once I said it, I'm like, okay, I wasn't hitting on you. Sorry, like,
Aren't you
you might
a
be a
looker?
looker, but
Oh, baby. Alright. So you're leaving a message with the with kind of the groundskeeper guy that you're going to be back later. And
well, and where we are in case, because I know the one
yeah.
guy said the afternoon to Glenn, but the other person, I feel like it was more open when he was going to come find us.
Okay. So you head over to the library. They allow you passage through the gates. Library, you've only been here a few times, but yeah, it is massive. Several floors all just filled to the brink with all sorts of books. People around studying, obviously not all the Zalora, probably friends and extended family and maybe others visiting from other parts of the city. But yeah, you are allowed access, and what are you doing here?
Where's the sus section? Where's like the deep dark, like the deep dark, secrets? Or
So
how to make Shao Crystal section.
There isn't really a librarian. You just see a bunch of people kind of off on various tables reading different texts. Give me
There
investigate.
doesn't appear to be any like staff.
No, or at least if there are, they're not obvious. Like, you don't
Okay.
see anyone, like, assisting any of the other patrons. Okay, so Malin, maybe, being an artificer, you might have some experience in libraries. You quickly start to peruse some of the books, figuring out that the subjects are kind of alphabetical and in different sections, like different sections of the library for different subjects. Eli, you kind of confirm this as well as you start to look around.
Well, I'm looking for the where the classic, you pull a book back and secret door.
Oh, you're just gonna start pulling every book in the library. It's
I
like,
mean,
nope.
I'm trying to see where's the off limits section in the library.
All right, so you are
Restricted.
kind of looking for more like forbidden subjects as you start going through the various tomes.
Yeah.
Are you talking to anyone, like asking anyone, or are you just kind of looking around?
I guess I'm looking around right now.
All right. So, what were you looking for, Eli?
The same kind of.
Okay, so the two of you are kind of working together. Oh, and Glenn's
Yeah.
back. So, you're the two of you are kind of looking around. I guess as the others wait. Give me another, I guess, set of investigation. If this is just like reading books and trying to figure out the different sections.
I would like to observe the people studying and to see if any of them might be like caretakers of the library or any kind of like staff or servant here or something like that. While the
Okay.
others look around.
I guess give me a perception check. Alright. So you do notice one of the, as you're kind of going from like row to row through the different, not hallways, what's it called? Like the different rows of books. I guess just different rows of books.
Stacks.
Yeah.
Stacks.
Yeah.
Stacks, right?
Stacks.
Yeah,
Aisles.
so you're kind of aisles.
Okay.
Thank you. So you're going down the different aisles when you do encounter a man speaking with a woman she seems to be asking him questions about like maybe one of the authors in this area, and he's kind of explaining some things to her. So he might be one of the staff if there are staff
Okay.
here.
Or at least somebody that's here a lot and people ask him questions and he has got some knowledge.
Yeah.
So then I would browse a section nearby and listen to that conversation.
Okay. It seems like the woman is just asking about some poetry authors in the section, and he's kind of going on about like different eras of poetry and different styles, and just seems to be a somewhat learned individual speaking about some of these authors. She would
Does
just kind of
he-
thank him and go on her way.
Okay. Does he address her or respond to her with any kind of deference, like she might be important?
No, not really. It seems more of like a friendly interaction than
Right,
like something more formal.
All right, I'll go back and find wherever Eli is browsing and just let him know that I found someone that if we did want to ask for guidance on if there's particular things we want to look for, I found someone who might be the one to ask.
All right. I need an investigation from Malin. I needed a second check from you.
All right.
I got distracted by a picture book. Oh, so
Yeah.
did you.
It's like, oh, this one's illustrated. So as you're going through the aisles, Eli and Malin, you do notice off to the kind of back of the library, there is a door that looks like it's locked. So you're not sure if that's like a staff room or if that leads to another section of the library, but when you get close, if you try to open it, it seems to be locked.
No signage.
No signs on the door or anything like that. Oh,
I
actually, I guess there would be a sign. Do you speak Elven?
No.
I'm in
Eli
elf.
should.
Okay. So, yes, it is marked as no access.
I'll tell Malin.
Or, you know what? No, I'll say it's marked as private. Yeah, that would make more sense. Like, private area. Which might be like a private collection or something.
Oh.
And,
I believe
Or go
that
ahead.
might be the restricted area.
Yeah, I'll
Bingo!
say you, now that you're in this area, you see a couple of doors marked as such. So these might be private collections or collections of the Zalora family or something. But the door is locked, so you're guessing they don't want people to go in there.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think necessarily. I mean, yeah, probably just a private collection. It's not Shadow Cultist collection in that
Right,
section.
but still.
Where else
Noted,
would a
noted.
where else would a shadow cult book be kept other than a private collection? It's not going to be kept in public.
Well,
record.
I think it's the classic pull the book back and ooh, secret door.
Yeah, probably. The private collection is probably just secrets of wealth and
Oro
history.
says, you really want to find a book
business.
secret door, don't you? You keep mentioning it.
No.
I'm not sure they actually have something like that in the library.
All right. Well,
Yes,
I
I
mean,
personally
let's
wouldn't
go.
keep that stuff in my library. I'd put it
Let's
somewhere
go meet up with
non-library.
Eamon. Ryan.
Alright, so...
Is Glenn back?
Yeah, Glenn is back. However, I just rolled something interesting.
Oh.
So, as you said you're heading back to the main house
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
to go, you're thinking it's about time to go speak with Amon. He might be showing up around this time.
Yeah.
As you are leaving, a familiar voice says, Malin.
Who? Huh? Who is that? Who's that?
So you turn around, and in one of the side aisles, kind of coming towards the front door, you would see a familiar face.
Is it Diddy?
No, it's not Diddy. He would say, Malin, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Wait, what the hell are you doing here?
I asked you first. He smiles.
Business. What are you doing here? I like not like.
He crosses
like,
his
not
arms, still
happy to
kind of
see
with
him.
a half smile. He says, I'm here on work. What about you? By the way, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
He says, I can't remember exactly, but I don't know if we parted on the best of terms.
You could say that. How's
Don't-
that? That little ghosty guy, Selen, doing?
Oh, you know, surviving. Doing what we can to keep an eye out for one another. He says, how's the non-body working out for you?
Surviving. Helping destroy
He says,
demons. The usual.
I can imagine. Seems like you found a new group of suckers to help you out on your crazy adventures. Guess they haven't died yet like the rest you've worked with.
Estrella snickers.
Are we all? We're all together.
Yeah, you were all on your way out of the library, and someone goes, shh, to
Who
him.
Who are you calling a sucker? Uslug. Well,
Shh,
Cross
another
our
lady says. Alright, maybe we should... Looks like you were on your way out. Why don't we speak outside?
Mm-hmm.
So he would follow you out the door and say, I know that, as I said, we may not have parted on the best terms, but it is good to see you're alive. I'll say that.
Do you have any doubts I'd be?
A couple. He says, you made some pretty questionable choices on our last venture.
As did you.
He says, did you ever figure out what was going on with that brain of yours? Ever unlock the secrets?
No, I didn't.
Well, my apologies. I know how frustrating that must be for you. He says, I suppose I should tell you a bit about why I'm here. He says, I'm on a job. Things haven't changed much for me. I go where the money is. And lately, the money has been in worlds outside of Gaian.
Yeah, how did you get here?
He says, I traveled across the plains, how one always gets to the Shadowfell. He says, we're in a bit of a bigger league now. I mean, I have some powerful friends who know people. It wasn't cheap, I'll tell you that, but it could be very prosperous should this job come through. He says, wow, I can't believe I ran into you. Out of all the people on as big as the Shadowfell is, we just happened to be in the capital at the same time. It's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, real crazy coincidence.
Says, are you working for the Zalora as well?
We share a common goal.
And I guess why don't you describe him a bit, since he's kind of your character. What would he look like to the group?
Oh yeah, just seems like a normal human. Wearing like a tunic, has a black sword sheath in his back. Seems for all intents and purposes, similar ordinary, dude. Like a little long hair, a little unshaven.
Any obvious tattoos or markings that would identify anything about him?
Nope.
Or items that look of unique nature?
Well, his sword is just all black. It's probably for those who are warlocks, you can probably assume it's like a packed weapon, but that's about it.
All right, yeah, I'll say anyone with arcane training would recognize his weapon as a packed blade. So now he kind of notices everyone just kind of silently listening and says, oh, my apologies. I didn't mean to imply any of you are suckers or any type of rubes. Malin and I like to rib each other a bit. So it's kind of an inside joke. Although he did lose a group. He kind of smiles. He says, I am Earthane, an old, acquaintance of Malin.
Very old.
Earstain?
Earthane. Erthain. He says, I have not seen him in a very, very long time. It's still crazy that we just happened to bump into each other on the Shadowfell.
Cut to the chase. What is your actual job? What are you doing here?
I know better than to share my secrets with you. He says, look, I was just doing some research in the library. I noticed you, so I thought I'd say hi. Doesn't have to be anything beyond that. He
There's
says,
always something else.
He says, well, there might be, but it's not really any of your business. Look, I should probably get back to what I was doing. He says, but maybe we'll bump into each other since either you're working for the Zalora, or you have some other reason of being on the island. He says, but yeah, for now, I think I'll just keep my purposes to myself, if you don't mind.
I don't trust you.
What, do you think I followed you here?
No,
we haven't
but
seen
it
each
is,
other for a long time. Why
it
wouldn't
is a
you not trust
really
me?
good coincidence that we just happened to run into each other.
Says, I agree. So? What do you think? What don't you trust me about? I'm not trying to follow you. I just thought I'd say hello since I noticed you.
This little cheery, happy little facade, saying oh, the good old days.
He says, well, I was trying to be cordial and polite since you have guests with you. I mean, would you like me to speak of the reason we stopped talking to each other and went our separate ways? I feel it's a bit much for your new friends.
I don't say anything. I just glare at him.
Right. Well, it was good to meet all of you. I wish you luck in whatever endeavor that you and Malin here are up to. He says, hopefully you will do better than the last group he was with. And I'm sure you will. You seem much more skilled. With that, he kind of nods and turns around to go back in the library. Yeah. Well,
I don't think I like him.
He didn't
Fuck
seem all
this.
too friendly, Raldo says, his arms
Mhm.
crossed. Seems like Glenn isn't the only one you piss off on the regular.
He's
Yeah, Melon.
different.
Says, did you make jokes about magic in front of him or something? Did you play tricks on him like you did with me?
I look at Raldo and say, this is a little more... Well, it's a bit of a longer story.
Says, well, he's
Before
not
I got the
gonna
group.
he's not gonna be a problem for us, is he? Is he someone we should be concerned about?
It is a stunning coincidence that he also happens to be here. In fact, the Zalor had sworn to us that we were the only planeswalking travelers here, and then just so happens that he shows up.
Well, maybe he's working for one of the other family members. I mean, Amon is the one who said he didn't know of any other planeswalkers here.
We have to keep our eyes out.
Nods. He
Seems
says,
kind of fishy.
yeah. You'll have to tell us more about this guy maybe later.
Yeah.
Alright, and with that, we should probably end, because we are at a little overtime. But yeah, why don't we do some MVP votes?
Oh, so did we start on time today?
Yeah, at 8:45.
I wasn't sure if we did the late
Or
thing
sorry,
again.
5:45. We started at 5:45, the
Yeah.
new official time.
Oh, okay. So it is officially like that's like a permanent thing we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Eli can only play if we start a little later, so we kind of agreed.
Okay,
unless people have an issue with that, but it sounded like everyone was okay with it, right?
No, 15
Yep,
minutes
yeah.
isn't too big a difference.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, give
I
me.
mean, it's basically 9 for me, but yeah, yeah,
Oh, how did I know everyone was going to vote the same way?
yeah.
Well, I mean,
I get 3 votes. I need 2 more.
Well,
Although I already know who MVP is. This is just to
Right.
see. All right.
Formality.
Well, with 4 votes, Glenn is MVP.
yeah, I mean, after that, come on.
That's
I know, that wasn't even like your plan. We were just like, yeah, you're gonna go
No,
do
next
your
Like,
thing.
oh, okay, whatever.
No, I gotta apologize for that.
Yeah.
Next time I say split up the group, say Madeline, next time we should stick together. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Next time. Because
Well-
I killed most of the session with goofing off.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with splitting up necessarily, as long as everyone is okay with, like, scenes not fully involving them. But it's up to
Right.
if you guys
Very
want.
entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys were all together, he couldn't have done hold on Glenn. You guys may have just attacked him or something.
yeah, that
So,
could have
I
been
mean-
bad. We might have no longer been welcome on
Yeah,
the side.
this was the best possible outcome.
No, honestly, no. He absolutely made the right call to say, like, yeah, you know what? If I tell them I'm captured, this is gonna be really
They're
bad.
just gonna like bust through them and like fuck
'Cause I would
everybody.
be like,
Get him!
pushing my boy, and I would just run in.
Just run right through the wall and just start punching the poor biomancer. Come here, come here, nerd! What the hell? Ah! Yeah. Alright, well, yeah, good. Like I said, good game, everyone. Hopefully, you all had fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lou,
Yeah.
for maybe next session or sometime soon, I have a 5.5 version of Booslog that
Oh.
if you if it looks okay to you, I have the sheet all
Well, I am
there.
offering a free upgrade for anyone who wants to go 5.5.
Yep.
Basically, almost like a free respec. So, yeah, just
Yeah, I have it. It's all made and everything on the Roll20, so I have it labeled differently than.
yeah. I'm curious. Curious if those new sheets have been fixed up at all yet. I've heard.
Oh, I use the old sheet. I
You
just
copy
did it all
pasted.
manually.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
fine too. But I am kind of curious because I heard from one of my people that they're a lot better now, but I haven't actually looked at them yet. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
I'll
just
take
like
a
the old
look.
sheets.
Yeah, I do too. I think the old sheets are way better. I like the new sheets in theory, but I like the customizational abilities of the old one, like where you could have resource boxes and all this other cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't like how they redid the spell display. Like when you link your spell info, it doesn't give you half the information. It's like I'm looking for like the range and stuff, and none of that comes up. I'm like, wait, what are they doing? So anyway,
if we want to respec, I mean, like my class doesn't exist in 5.5.
so if your class doesn't exist, then you would have to choose one that does, or wait for your class to be upgraded. You have to either go full 5.5 or full 5.0.
Well,
That's my rule for that right now.
Well, so here's an interesting thing. Well, it's supposed to be that things Tasha and afterwards, or subclass at least, are supposed to be able to hook up with the 2024 stuff, I think.
Does it say that somewhere?
As far as like
I don't know if
spells
it says
and
that, but I
everything.
think that was the intention, I think. It's stuff that like was before Tasha's, like stuff from Xanathar's actually is supposed to not be compatible with 2024. Which, funny enough, that means in 2024, if we're going by those rules, absorb elements should not exist.
Mm-hmm. They didn't remake it in 5.5?
No. It's not in the player's handbook, and it was from Xanathar's, which means it was from before Sasha's, which means it should be thrown out. Like, one of my other games is doing that. Like, he is going full 5.5, and because of that, we don't have stuff from Strixhaven or...
Strixhaven
Xanathar.
I understand, because, like, yeah, Silvery Barbs is ridiculous. Like, any day now, I'm just gonna, like, throw my hands up and say, fuck this spell.
See, and that's the thing that sucks is that Vortex Warp is going to become collateral damage from Silvery Barbs.
Which is too bad, because I do like Vortex Warp. I think that's
that
a
one's
perfectly, like, good
Very
spell.
tactical.
But yeah, that's why I'm still kind of saying, like, you can stay a 5.0 character, but you can't really mix them. Because some of the interactions with the two are really powerful.
Yeah, but that's what I said, because they wanted to make, a lot of the stuff backwards compatible, so at least, I don't have anything off the top of my head that says that, but that was, from my understanding, the design is that Tasha's stuff is